Oh, there we go. Here we go. Oh, shit.
Of course, as soon as my dog starts barking.
I got it all pumped up. I said, here we go. And it was like, let's play some fetch. Randy, quiet down back there. Jeez Louise, Randy.
Yeah, right?
Quiet down, girl. What you doing? What you doing, girl?
He's been doing this thing where even if a car just drives by, it used to be if he pulls in the driveway, he'll bark. Now it's like we get so few cars drive by at night past like 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. It's like he hears a noise and he's like, I'm going to kill him.
Yep.
I'm going to get him.
Can't be mad about.
Not just being a dog.
Except for now, Amazon's got like exceptional delivery skills, and now they're doing like the midnight thing. They'll do from like 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. delivery time. So he likes to wake us up whenever the midnight Amazon guy's pulling in.
I mean, just garden. Garden is turf. That's all he knows.
Can't get mad. Unless I'm trying to do a podcast over here.
Quiet down, girl. Oh, shit. There's me. Garden. Garden is turf. Just me talking to you like 10 seconds ago. All right, here we go. This is me doing shitty podcast hosting where once we're live, I got to go find is that a Busch Light lime? You got some Busch Light limes over there? Of course you do. Of course you do. Here's the deal, y'all. And Cole knows this because every time he comments, I yell at him for it. If you go to my personal feed and watch this, there's a link in there that is pinned. And it takes you over to the place where I can like share your comments on the screen. And we can have more fun. We can do more bullshitting. So go to the Best Damn Bookkeeping page and comment because that's just how Facebook and StreamYard work together. And we got Cole Sickafoose in the damn Best Damn Bar. In the damn Best Damn Bar? That's like redundant. In the Best Damn Bar. In the fucking Best Damn Bar. That sounds way better. Yeah. Anyway.
That's what you say when you're leaving the bar.
Yeah. The damn Best Damn Bar?
Yeah, it gets a little juggled up in there.
I get it. Let me do this. It's a good way to start a show. How you doing, Cole?
Good, man. Doing good. Can't complain too much.
I got one thing to complain to you about.
I believe it.
Just one. I bet if I bet if we got Skip in here, he would have a few more. He would be like, yeah, I asked Cole for this for like 3 months, and then he gave it to me, and a day later he asked me for his report. I bet Skip would have some things to say. But 2 years in a row, you missed a boundary waters trip. 1 year in a row, you missed ice fishing. But I think, but 2 years in a row, you missed boundary waters. Ice fishing, your fault. Boundary waters, your fault too.
Still my fault.
This year we fished Canada. We had Canadian licenses.
Oh,
and you tuned into the show a little bit last night.
Yeah,
we had some adversities. We tipped some canoes, all purely alcohol related. No wind, no waves. Both dump outs were flat calm. Very alcohol related. Lost a lot of gear. Had a lot of fun. They go together.
Yeah. Listening to your post-show reunion episode, I was sitting there thinking, like, man, do I regret not going this year, or do I not?
Did you see the pictures? Did you see the walleyes we caught?
Yeah, and that was better than the last time I went. Not the first time I went, but the last time I went.
I was gonna say the first time you went, we didn't have that quality of walleyes though. Like this time, there was one stringer we had 4 or 5 on there that were 24, 25, 26 inches. Like a lot of big ones on a small lake. We just
that's a good day on Erie.
Yeah, we had some dandies. No picture of it. I caught a 40-inch pike, and I caught it like throwing a crankbait around. Did you hear this part of the story last night? Were you there for this one?
I don't think I did.
This ain't gonna surprise you at all, but like hold on to your crotch because you might pee your pants. It won't be a surprise. It's gonna be an eye roll type of thing. Moose and I went out. We were fishing our asses off, like we do. We actually did a pretty good job of getting out early this year too.
That was when you guys went out and found that walleye spot.
It was before that. We went out and the island we were on was really close to running water, like stream gushing in. And so just trying to find kind of the edge of that current where it was coming out and any eddies in there or any pockets where fish would pile up. And so Moose and I were out and we just had some slips floating around. And then we'd alternate and throw some crankbaits around. And so cast up towards the shore, pulling it back. And one of those bites where you're just like, oh, there's a 50-50 chance that I'm just stuck on the bottom, or a 50-50 chance it's a huge fish, but we're anchored in U.S. water, and which is important because you can't anchor in Canadian water there. You can fish Canadian water with a fishing license, but we didn't have the thing to anchor. And so we're anchored just right next to our island. I mean, like 100 yards away from our landing. And I knew it was a fish when I hooked it, it was in the front of the canoe. And when I was assessing whether it was a fish or not, it was in the back of the canoe. And I was like, well, either there's a log floating against the current or we got a big fish on. And I announced to Moose, I was like, I think it's a big fish. And fought that son of a gun for like 10 minutes, got it up to Moose. And I like, given the capsizes that happened, we had lost our 2 good landing nets. We had no net in the boat. They were both at the bottom of the lake. Moose had a jaw gripper thingy, which for a 40-ish inch pike, not quite the landing tackle you're looking for, but he eventually, and like I set the drag loose and we just played it. We played it for like 10 minutes. I just tried to let it get tired so we could have a chance at landing it. Got it. I was in the back. He was in the front, got it up to him. He jaw gripped it, but he got the top lip. And I never trust a top lip. There's not quite enough curve on a top lip. And so he lifts it up. It's had to be a 20-pound fish. And he lifts it up and he looks back at me and he starts to say, what should I do with it? But before he can finish that, I know what he's going to say. And so I say, like, get it in the fucking kit, and I get to kit.
Yep.
And it drops off and just like back in the water. And I have had that happen to me a half dozen times, maybe a dozen times. And that fish always gets away. Either the line breaks or it wraps in the thing or the bait, whatever's, and the fish turns and goes. That fish stayed on. Never got stuck in the line, never got stuck in the jaw gripper. It was just a clean release and made one more run. And then he bellied around and all of a sudden he came up and he went right by me and he got his nose stuck on the transducer. Like bonk. Like he was trying to swim past and I was bringing him right alongside the canoe and he just bam, right into the deucer stick that I got hanging off. I just gave him the old death grip right over the gills, right on the top of the head, right over the gills, lifted him up, got him in the canoe, put him on the stringer. That was all she wrote, you would think. But there's a guy that that I know that I know that's also in camp. And that guy can make anything crazy happen. And his name is Tor. And Tor has a knack for taking pictures with other people's fish. It's quite possibly his favorite thing to do. Tor catches plenty of his own fish, but he can't help take pictures with everybody's fish. And it doesn't matter how big the fish is. It doesn't matter how good, like if it's a keeper, if it's not a keeper, if it's a trophy, if it's not a trophy, if it got caught at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. or 6 Eastern or 6 Pacific, he doesn't give a shit what happened. He's just gonna take a picture with it. And I put that baby on the stringer. We brought her into shore. He of course had to see it. I held it up a time or two. Is big ass fish. 40 inches to me is like a trophy pike. That's absolutely that's borderline throwing that baby on the wall. But we intended on eating it. And if I was going to mount it, I was just going to get a replica if it hit 40. I thought it was 38, 39. It was like in my head where I thought it was at, but I was also trying to tell myself it wasn't 40 to protect myself. So Tor goes down with Moose's paddle. Moose's paddle has the length, the ruler on it. And he's like, it's 39 for sure. And that's what like holding the paddle over the top of it. And I'm like, okay, well, just leave it. Like we got all day. Our intent was to take a picture of that fish out on the couch, like keep it on the stringer, but all 6 of us sitting out on the couch with that big ass pike laying across our lap. epic. Would have been a freaking epic picture. But Tor is Tor, and he can't leave it alone. And I know that about Tor, so this isn't like Tor's fault. I announced last night on the podcast, I'm actually blaming Moose for this, which is Tor got up, went down by the canoes, fucking around like Tor does, and he moved the bass to the front stringer because he was going to mess with the pike, but then he went to go mess with the pike, and the pike was over there. It was off the stringer, and he noticed it. Moose had gotten up, and the only reason Tor started messing with it is because Moose finally got out of his chair and was like, fine, I'll come take your picture with Dan's fish, which then incentivized Tor to mess with the stringer. And Tor's messing with the stringer because Moose got up. And by the time Moose got there, I'm watching, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I don't want anybody to get up. I already told Tor not to mess with it. I didn't want to scold Moose as well. But now in hindsight, it's Moose's fault because Moose did get up. Tor, I already expect Tor not to listen. He's just like my children, not going to listen. He's just going to do whatever they want to do. And the last thing I saw was Tor pounce like a cat, like he's trying to trap a mouse, and then go, fuck. And I hear Moose go, you're going to have to tell Dan. It was like when I watch my kids and they're doing something stupid, and then one's like, "Oh God, you're gonna have to tell Dad about that one." I'm not telling Dad that you did that.
Yeah,
Dad. That was like exactly how it was. Yep. And so that 40-inch pike, we have one picture of it underwater next to like a 15-inch bass, but the bass looks like it's 10 inches because the pike is so damn big.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that picture.
Yeah.
Of it in the water, but I didn't realize that was the story behind it.
That was the story behind it. That's the only picture we have of a 39 to 40-ish inch pike.
Shit.
Yeah. So there was that. But I mean, we caught it. It was badass. I don't give a shit about save the taxidermy budget a little bit. Saved a few bucks. Definitely my biggest pike I've ever caught. So that's cool. We did it. And we lost it and then caught it again. So the adventure was there. All the cool parts were there. A picture would have been neat, but a picture is 5% of the coolness of the experience with Moose. And frankly, if we just took a picture of it, we would tell less stories about it. This is some type 2 fun shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell way more stories and reminisce about that fish because of how it got away.
Yeah.
Than if we had taken a couple pictures and eaten it. We'd tell way less stories about it. But now it's the one that got away. It'll live forever.
It'll be one of those things where you'll be telling like your grandkids this story and they'll be like, well, do you have a picture of it? And you're like, well, no, but it happened. I was there. And they'll be like, this fucking guy, he's out of it. It was a 25-inch pike,
Grandpa Dan telling some bullshit again.
Yeah. Another one where he doesn't have a picture.
Hey, I got one. Hold on.
I'm holding on.
I got this one. You can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
You can't make this shit up. You remember this? You remember this one?
Let me guess. Whenever I give Skip all the information he needs, you'll finally send me mine.
Oh, do I still have it?
Well, I don't have it. I thought maybe that was it.
I don't know where yours is.
Hopefully you didn't mail it because I don't have one.
I can get more made if I need to. I know I had 3 of them. I didn't know you didn't have yours yet. Okay.
I hope you gave it to some random person that's not in the picture.
I sent those out. Clay, if you're watching, do you have yours? I'm pretty sure.
He's got 2.
Okay. He might have 2. Damn it, I didn't send you yours. All right. Well, I got one for you. If I don't have one for you, I'll get another one made. But you got one of those coming. But that happened. That was real.
It did. Badass. We got that picture. That's still my I don't even know what you call it, the background on my Facebook. That's like one of my favorite pictures, dude.
Dude, that was some pretty intense public land hunting. Speaking of which, there's a trip that I haven't invited you to.
Okay, thanks.
Because you're getting married and you got to do that. And so I just didn't invite you to go to Nebraska for early season bow hunting this year.
Oh yeah, count me in.
You going?
No, it's the same week of my wedding.
When are you getting married? It's mid-September, isn't it?
Yeah, September 12th, early to mid.
Oh, we'll be back before then. You want to go hunting before?
Yeah, that will work out real well.
You just fly right into Omaha or into Minneapolis, and we'll drive down. Be perfect.
I can do that. I got connections in Omaha.
Little wham bam. Little wham bam. Thank you, Randy. What better bachelor party than a little bow hunting trip?
Can't think of a better one.
That's what
what dates are you guys going there? Or roughly?
It opens the 1st.
September.
It's a true first open. Tuesday the 1st. I think we're hunting through Saturday the 5th or maybe Sunday the 6th and then driving back either Sunday or Monday the 7th. Yeah. I would assume we drive back Sunday the 6th. I think we drive down Monday the 31st, maybe Sunday the 30th and do some scouting so that we can hunt Tuesday. Well, shit. I mean, when we hunt in Kentucky, we don't hunt opening morning. It's too hot. Like we just don't even bother. We just wait till evening and then sit field.
You're targeting mule deer or whitetail?
Whitetail. We're going whitetail.
Eastern.
We'll be in Eastern.
Yeah, you'll be in Eastern. Yeah.
We could go Western, but they had a lot of EHD over there. Yeah. And so it's like it feels like a little bit of in like public land in Nebraska is sparse as hell.
Yeah, you get the grasslands where it's all just a bunch of rolling hills out on the western side. That's I was going to send you some pins from that side that I have, but
I don't see any.
I recommend it. Huh?
There's not a lot of public land out there.
No, there's a lot of broken that I think it's like the Buffalo Gap National Grasslands or something like that. I forget, but
maybe I just didn't notice it.
I could be thinking of a whole different state too. I've done that before.
You could be thinking of Australia. When you're from Australia, you never know where you're really at.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true because I don't know shit about Australia. So how would you know anything about Nebraska?
I don't have any Onyx pins in Australia yet, but part of me wants to just go start scouting other countries.
You just gotta go. Yeah. You got to drop your Australian accent and just be like, "Yeah, we're going to the outback here. Hey, babe."
Next time someone tells you they're going to they're doing an African hunt, I'll be like, "Oh, I'll send you some pins. I got some spots I've been marking out there."
Well, you got to have your South African accent ready.
Yeah.
Do you have a South African accent? It's very similar to Australian.
No, I don't know.
Pretty sure you can whip one up.
Do 3-4 more bush limes. I could probably come up with
Australian accent. Go with Australian. It's just a little different. It should be fine. I don't see any issues with that. Oh, wait. Hey, check this guy out. Rob Anderson in the house said Coles is mounted on the wall. Wedding plans wouldn't be a problem then. That's what he said. I don't remember exactly when he said that as to what we were talking about. First week of September.
Yeah. I can tell you right now that's not going to happen.
I don't know. I got first week in Nebraska. It's not solidified, but Ben's in, Clay is in. I think Jerry's coming. We potentially have an Indian reservation we're going to hunt. We're scoping out an opportunity on an Indian reservation, which would be super cool. I think it's non-guided, but we're trying to figure out like what's the space, what's the acreage, how do the applications work? Is it first?
Yeah, I've heard mixed opinions on reservations.
Big time. But yeah. Jerry knows a guy that is part of that reservation, like is in that reservation.
He knows an Indian.
Wow. He knows a Native American from Nebraska.
I have right behind me. I probably have his tools that I've found.
Oh yeah, they do, dude. You got a lot of those, man.
Oh, these are just the good ones. This is the good display case.
Damn, dude.
This one right there is a ceremonial piece. It's got a beveled edge. Oh, you can't really see it that well.
Quit
but
breaking shit.
Very rare. Very rare.
It is cool to realize how small and irrelevant we are. Like when you see that stuff and think about how old it is and that like people were doing this shit, they didn't give a fuck about us. They didn't care if we were here. They didn't care about the future. They just cared about living. They just cared about killing their next meal. They didn't have grocery stores. They didn't have gardens. Maybe they had some gardens. Probably had some gardens. At some point.
Yeah, it's pretty understandable when you think about them being mad about us trying to colonize their land.
Yeah, we suck.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed too.
Yeah. Yeah, they had it figured out. We came in and started sucking shit up. They had it figured out.
If you go to that reservation, you shouldn't, like, when you meet these guys, you should be like, "Hey, man, I just want to let you know, my bad."
Yeah, but not my bad. My ancestors' bad, but here we are. But can I trade you money for booze and hunting opportunities?
Yeah,
we got common ground.
Yeah,
I do think it is interesting. This is a total side tangent, but I do think it's interesting as a colonizing nation, which we generally disrespect in our world. Like, we don't respect colonizers, but we are one of them, obviously. Yeah. But I also, in a weird way, like, I don't know history that well, but what colonizers leave land for their colonized? Like, how the hell did we get here? It was like, were the colonizers all Minnesotan? This is pure speculation. The colonizers were actually all Minnesotans, and when they colonized a Native American tribe, they'd go, "Oh, sorry." Maybe they're Canadians. They're, "Oh, sorry. Here's a little bit. You can have, sorry, here, have a little bit." It's like, how did we get here? It's so weird. I don't have a judgment about it. It happens long enough ago. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just here. I'm just part of it, right? I'm just living it out. But it's really weird. I feel the same about slavery, in that I'm against it. I think it's terrible, but I don't blame anybody for doing it, because it wasn't like when the Europeans came over here and did slavery, they invented it and they were like, "Yeah, let's abuse people." Like, Native Americans enslaved other Native Americans. Slavery was everywhere. We were the first ones to abolish it. We were like that. We were on the cutting edge of, like, saying, "Hey, this is wrong." How did it take us that long to figure out that was wrong? Like, what the hell is the human species? How did it take the Civil War in the 1800s, which isn't long ago at all? That's like the hair of a gnat's ass and a gnat's ass in the realm of civilization. How did it take us that long to figure out that was a wrong thing to do? It's crazy.
Yeah, because we were the only ones to say it was not normal, and the rest of all these third world societies, they were still
everywhere.
Yeah, it was
everywhere. Does slavery? It still exists. There's still societies that do that.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking bonkers, man. Anyway, how's business? Talk some business.
Yeah, business is fun. It's going,
Is it actually fun, or are you just saying that because you think you're supposed to say that when things are chaotic and they kind of suck, but they're interesting?
No, I'll say it's still fun, because it's like there's still nothing else I'd rather do, and I never will. I'll ride this journey out the rest of my life. But scaling aggressively is tough. It is it's a whole other ball game of, like, and this happens every year, right? Every year I grow 20, 30, 40%. And like the year before, I'm like, this is tough. I'm struggling with this and yada, yada. And then I go into that next level, like, the purgatories or new level, new devil, that whole saying. And it's like, I think about the stuff I was, like, struggling with last year. I'm like, oh, that's nothing.
That Cole was an idiot. This Cole's got it figured out.
Yeah. So this year I'm learning that the real win is just changing your mindset and realizing that, like, it's just how it is.
Yeah, it's like you learn that the suck never goes away.
Yeah.
But and like, suck is a harsh term, but you do come to enjoy the pain and suffering a little bit, just like you do hunting and fishing.
Type 2. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's part of the journey. It's more rewarding when you overcome some tough shit.
Yeah, and I've noticed too, like being out with like friends and family, and like and with Randy and stuff, doing stuff. Other people react to things that seem like a big deal or like a big problem, and me as like with like the entrepreneur and like the mindset of like all the shit that I've dealt with and we've all dealt with as business owners. I've caught myself in public of like not reacting at all to wild things, and I'm like, "Are you guys worried about that?"
Yeah, like what's
That's
the
nothing.
big problem?
Yeah.
That is interesting. I've had this observation of people that have been through tremendous shit, like really painful, like personally emotional deaths to really close people, divorces, or just like personally really painful ups and downs.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with business, but just personal things going on in their lives. And what I find, and this is in like different coaching groups I've been a part of and different peer groups I've been a part of, before I even know that about them, there's something that just like beams untouchable badass. And it might be their lack of reaction to what other people would react to. They just don't give a shit about small stuff.
Yeah.
They don't make a big deal about anything. Even if it is a big deal, they immediately go to nothing's a big deal. Trevor said like fires because his shop just burned down. And yeah, I heard about this today on the radio show. Oh, and also like he's bummed, but he's already like, whatever. We're still setting records. It's just another thing.
For sure.
Right. And so like nobody wants that, but the right type of people, it's behind them so fast. It's like missing a shot on a big deer. You get 15 minutes to feel sorry for yourself, but it's already done and there's nothing you're going to do about it. And I always have this weird jealousy of people that go through really hard shit. Siblings dying, parents dying, loved ones, like kids dying. I'm like using the most emotional things I can think of, which is usually death. But like people that have been through the worst of the worst, when they get faced with adversity, nothing means anything because they've been right there on the edge of insanity of like, what is the worst thing that you could possibly imagine? And therefore, when you're running a business, everything is a game. Nothing matters. Everything matters, but nothing matters, right? Because nothing's that big of a deal. You've been there, you've gone through it, you're still here. And so like the worst shit you go through, when people start telling you about their problems, you're like, oh, you're serious? Oh, you're serious? Like, I thought you were joking. Oh, like you tripped over somebody's foot today and it was embarrassing because one of your ass cheeks fell out. Like, wait, oh, you're actually embarrassed and you think this is a big deal because your tit fell out of your bra? Get over it. Like, nobody gives a shit. Your tits are gross anyway. Let's move on. That's what people tell me. That's what happened.
Yeah,
when my boob fell out of my shirt. Wardrobe malfunction, Cole.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things as as a growing leader, like a good leadership trait is knowing that crying and overreacting to things, it just never gets you anywhere. It doesn't move the needle. And like people tell me all the time now, they're like, oh, you're emotionless. I'm like, I don't know. What do you want me to do? Like, yeah, I know. We just fucked up this house, or we just washed the wrong house, or somebody just quit. It's like, yeah, it is. I mean, what are you gonna do? It happens. We'll move on.
I was saying it reminds me of when you're a kid and you get a cut. And I have 3 little kids, and Danny is 10 now, or 10 in 5 days here. And she's hitting that tipping point where she doesn't cry when she gets hurt. If she gets hurt pretty bad, she'll still cry. But there's this point between like 10 and 12 to 13 where you transition from crying to fuck. Like, like we're like getting hurt turns from sadness to anger.
Yeah.
And it's at that point where when things don't go your way, you don't bitch about it anymore. Like some people do, and they're the people you don't want as your employees.
Right.
Some people double down. Some people swear a lot. Some people keep their mouth shut, but the right people always double down and get through it, and the wrong people bitch and blame everybody else. And it's like you just got to choose which one you want to be. There's no right answer, but I'll tell you the ones I want to surround myself with.
Yeah. And that's why I like hanging out with you guys, because it's like other business owners, when you can surround yourself with other people that have been through the shit or are going through the shit or are where you're going to go, it's so much easier to relate with them. And it just, there's times I'll go out with friends and stuff and I just feel awkward because I'm like, what are we talking about here? This is like just wasting breath.
They got nothing important to talk about, so they just talk about bullshit. Trevor said, such an important conversation. And I said, it just doesn't matter. Bill Murray. No. It does remind me, and I still feel like a dickhead about this, but I think it serves to it's like an idiom for what we're talking about, if that's the right word. But when we were in Kentucky that first time and I shot the velvet buck and I was on a bit of a lull and it was like raining and it's just shitty. And you're like, hey, I can help drag that deer out. And I was like, no, I just need the accompaniment, but I really kind of need the suck of dragging this thing in the rain. And that's the memory that I want, is walking out with Cole, but dragging this big ass buck out in the rain. And I feel like I want all the suck of this thing, because I've worked my ass off to find a place to go shoot a velvet buck, to like do all the stuff, and I want the enjoyment of the misery.
Yeah, builds the memory.
And I appreciate the company.
Yeah, that's all I was there for. I was just leading the way.
Somebody had to do it. I got my, I think I sent a picture. I got my Euro mount of my third average nice buck, my third average nice Kentucky buck. But I was reminiscing. I was like, that's pretty cool to go to that spot and 3 years out of 3 years come back with like a nice rack, like no nubbers, no spikers. Every year, like 2 nice velvet bucks and 1 decent hardhorn buck, all respectable racks. Nothing shoulder mount worthy, but public land out of state in a few days during opener when it's crowded as fuck, to come out with bucks 3 years in a row. Felt pretty good about it.
You can't be mad at that.
No.
I think about mine all the time. I think I sent you guys the pictures of mine too. I got the velvet.
Yeah, yours looks sweet.
Looks really cool. That the guy said he like pickled the antlers, which I didn't know that was even a thing you do with velvet.
Probably not. Maybe the guy just really likes pickles.
Same. Yeah. But they do not taste like pickles, I can tell you that.
Trying to get a little liquor roosty.
Yeah. He said pickle, and I thought, oh, you can give it a shot here, you know.
Yeah. It's good. It's good, like runners drink pickle juice, right? It's good electrolytes. Give it a lick.
Yeah. No, it looks really good.
Asian people eat the velvet, don't they? Isn't that a thing over in Asia? It's like medicinal.
Never been, but I have some onyx points over there that I can send you.
You got any pins over in Southeast Asia?
Yeah, I got a few spots I've been looking at. Good whitetail spots. But yeah, I look at that velvet now, like it's in my living room over here, and I think about the same thing, like me helping you or walking with you, dragging your deer out, several deer out I've helped you with, packing deer out, and now with me with that deer, I think of like Trevor walking back there, and I was way the fuck back there, and same thing. He didn't say shit. He didn't bitch, complain. He was like, all right, let's do it. Let's load her up. And we did. We drug her out of there, and it was a great deal.
It's so much fun.
Oh, you can't beat it. You literally can't beat it. It's priceless.
Yup. I was, and we got to get some more business stuff, but I think last year in Illinois was one of my favorite. I don't know that I have a more genuinely like favorite hunting sequence of days of me shooting that buck. We intentionally left it. You got one. I was able to help you with yours. We went and found mine, and while we're going to get mine, Clay shoots his, and it was just like buck on public land. I've had some cool hunts. The 1 year Ben and he shot like the 178 and I shot a 152 the same week. They bookended, like he got his the first day and I got mine the last day, and in between was this roller coaster of like 70-degree weather and misery and perseverance. And so those hunts are cool too. But ours was just cool because like there was success piled up, and then I was able to go hunt with Aaron and like help him and help you and the camaraderie of it, because bow hunting is this weird like isolation, get together, isolation, get together, and that back and forth is part of the fun of it. But there's times where you like are isolated, tell stories. But when it all comes together and you get to like share it together, it's the coolest.
Yeah, there's nothing like it.
Which is exactly like business ownership, because you can't just go complain to your employees about your problems because they don't give a shit. They just want to know that they get their paycheck this week. It's very, very similar. So next spring, first week of June, mark it off, Boundary Waters trip, because you're going to miss September bow hunting. You'll be in Illinois. I know you will. I know you won't miss that trip. You're not going to miss that one. Trevor, if you're still watching, you'll be in Illinois first week in November.
Trevor, I'm going to call you probably tomorrow or the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I got to hear about this shop. But yeah. Business.
So what are you, give us revenue sucks, but I think revenue is the best like indicator of where you're at, that everybody will understand and correlate to like, here's the game you're playing. What did you do the last couple of years? What are you shooting for this year? And what were some of the hardships? You talked about like things you'd look back at that were like, oh, that was a challenge. That was a challenge. And now you look at it and you're like, oh, ha. Here's what we're working on now. Give us like a reflection of the last couple of years. And before you do that, I want to like suck us back down memory lane a little bit. The first time you were on this podcast, I think it was still Bookkeeping Beer and BS. It was 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And we were talking about the origin of your business, and you created it to like buy yourself time to do more hunting. And that was then, and this is now. And you achieved that at the time, but your purpose seems to have changed. Your relationships have changed. Your intentions have changed. And so I think that is a very worthwhile journey to talk to you about, because everybody's does, right? Like the things that the things you think about that are going to be 5 years from now are likely going to be wrong. Like your interpretation of the future and where it's going and where you're going to be in it are probably not right. And you kind of lived that over the last few years. And I think that is worthwhile to discuss, and how you've adapted to where you're headed in your interpretations of the business and your intentions with the business. Because your intentions back then were, I just want to run a business that makes me enough money to hunt and fish as much as I want to, whenever I want to, wherever I want to, however I want to. And that was kind of it. And you were building that. And that's not, I don't think, what you're doing today. So take us back down memory lane a little bit, the journey over the last couple of years, and then what the hell you're doing now and where you're going.
Yeah. So you're right. Several years ago, it doesn't seem like that long ago, the goal was to build something that allowed me to hunt and fish and travel when I wanted, and work out and, live that life of freedom. And I did get to do that for quite a while when I started the business in my early 20s. And going back just a few years ago.
Now that you're 52, how is it?
It feels like it, man. It feels like it. The one thing I didn't foresee, and I should have, I just wasn't smart enough to think about it, but I didn't foresee myself changing I thought, I was always going to have the same goal and the same vision for life. And that changed as I got older. And
Nah,
so
that changed when you had a good looking broad come by and you were like, hey, I could lock this thing down for an extended period of time.
well, that changed it again.
You're like, what's the warranty like on this thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I went from just by myself for a long time to now a fiance and a dog all in
Package deal. You get a package.
Very
deal.
short time. Yeah.
Because
Wouldn't trade it.
Package.
But we were doing, I don't know exactly offhand, 2026. So 2023, 2024, we were probably around that 400,000 range. Last year we ended the season right about 540,000 with, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, an 11% net on that.
That's not bad. That $500,000 range is like a tough range.
Especially to come up. I was happy with that to come up from that. I think we were like 425 the year before. We added a little over $100,000 in revenue and still kept a profitable margin year over year. I wasn't mad about that. But I learned a lot in that year of growing that I was like, oh shit, like you can grow. It's not really that hard. I know what to do. It's just doing it and doing it with consistent action,
The consistency, I think. I was texting Bobby Walker today. What did I tell him? I don't have the words in front of me. Like, the consistency is the hard part. That's the trickiest part, to like stay on it, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop.
I mean, that's anything in life. And that's just learning that and reminding yourself all the time, like nothing good in life comes easy. If it's worth having, it's going to be worked for.
It's worth earning. And
if you don't work for it and it's just handed to you, it's not respected and you don't enjoy it as much, nor do you cherish it, and it ends up going away. And you just look for that next shiny object.
It's the reason like lotto winners aren't happier than anybody else.
For sure.
They get a bunch of money, but they don't earn it. There's no value in earning that. You're not better off. You just got P. Diddy. P. Diddy sealed his own fucking grave. More money, more problems. He fucking laid it out for himself. He laid it right out for himself. More money, more problems. Yeah, he got both. Yeah,
he got a lot. I think too, like learning that scaling, going the next level each year, like we talked about at the beginning, the problems don't go away. They just change. You just deal with new things. You deal with higher level things and you learn to navigate that. And then you get through it. And then you learn to navigate the next thing. And then you get through that. And it's just this never ending scale. To my knowledge, I haven't seen the end yet.
Trevor said, sure, that's where P. Daddy went wrong. I'm glad he wrote P. Daddy. Like,
yeah, that must have been what he called him.
Yeah. Hey, if that dude was just some broke ass dude and running a pressure washing business, he wouldn't have had time to fuck up all the stuff he fucked up. He would have been too busy trying to figure out his business. That was his problem.
He honestly probably would have been a good business owner.
Probably
he does things to the extreme.
He would have gone hard at it. I'd choose my words more carefully next time. Yeah. Anyway, but I do think, Cole, that is like you have to embrace that journey because it never goes away. It happens again and again and again. I had digression as you get back into your story. I was in Vegas at Robert Eisenstadt's event, which was Commercial Pressure Washing Live. Is the first event he had ever done. Crushed it. And I forget the guy's name. John something. Older dude. Probably like late 50s. What?
Tornabene or something like that?
No, it wasn't Tornabene. It wasn't Karmazin. It wasn't anybody that I knew. Quiet on social media. And all of a sudden he spoke up and he's like, we're doing 17 million. And he's out on the East Coast and he does pressure washing. And it's like, you're doing 17 million? He's like,
he was a speaker or in the crowd?
He's in the crowd.
Love that.
He's there to learn.
Yep.
He's by far the biggest in the room, and he's there to learn. And I hadn't spoke yet, but I was doing my Purgatories of Scaling speech, which is a crowd pleaser. It was maybe the best, and I don't judge myself based on how many demos I get or like signups I get from it. I judge myself on like how often the crowd is laughing hysterically.
Before you say that, I'll tell you, Robert told, because I talked to Robert. He told me you were a fan favorite of all the speakers. You knocked out of the park. He said anything he does, he'll always have you back. He said.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Awesome.
He said you were one of the best for sure.
I love that. Because it is like you have a burden when you're on stage. You're not just there to educate. You're there to entertain. And like this podcast is meant to entertain. There's a reason why we keep it loose and unscripted and fun. It has to entertain or nobody's going to listen to it. People don't want just a bunch of bullet points of do this and do that. You can go get a webinar to do that. And especially when you're speaking live, like that's always my intent is it has to be entertaining. Anyway, I swear to God, the guy's name was John, but it's been 6 months since I saw him. 4 months. 3-4 months. Long enough where I'm like, damn it, what was his name? I'm pretty sure it was John. I would recognize him when I saw him. And he had spoken up and I had BS'd with him a little bit, but I actually had disagreed with him about some things, but I was thinking he was doing $1 million or less. I wasn't thinking he was doing 17 million. So he said some things and I was like, man, that kind of seems crazy that you're paying that person that or doing this, that. And I just didn't ask the right questions. I made some stupid ass assumptions. And somebody else was speaking before I got up there. And John had said, I'll tell you what, man, like 3 million is tough. And I was like, 3 million? What the fuck is this guy talking about? And he's like, 3 million I remember getting stuck there. And he said the thing that I tell everybody, he's like, 1 million was the worst. We got stuck there for years. And I have watched Kahuna. Shout out Andy and Kahuna. He's still stuck there on the residential side. He's growing out of it, but it's taken a while and like a ton of money and investment. It's a very sticky spot, that 1 to 1.5 million. And John said 3 million sucked. And I see it. 3 to 4 million sucks. You really need the right leader, and that's hard to find.
Yeah.
1 to 1.5 million though is where most people get really fucking stuck. Partially because they feel like they've made it and they hit 1 million and they think there's a parade and some confetti, and then nobody shows up, and so they lose their mojo because they pushed so hard to hit 7 figures, and then they get there and nobody gives a fuck, and nobody's happy for you, and your employees are like, okay, what now? Where do we go now? We hit it. Do we quit? Do we stop? Do we shut down? And 1 million sucks. And it was really funny to hear John say that, and then I got up to give my purgatories talk, and I stop at 1 million. I don't even talk about the 3 to 4 million because it's so irrelevant to so many people. I talk about the 250,000 purgatory. I talk about the $500,000 purgatory that you're working your way through. And I talk about the $1 million one, the 1 to 1.5. And then I stop there because I run out of time and run out of relevancy because most people aren't in the $3 to $5 million sticky spot. And it was funny to hear him go, well, we did 15 million last year, and I think we'll do 17 this year. But man, I'll tell you what, that 3 million and that 1 million, damn that 1 million. And as I was speaking and talking through the purgatories, he stood up and he goes, I apologize to everybody. Like, Dan is right. That was worse than 1 million. That part, because I mean, for him, like he's in his late 50s, early 60s, but he's been doing this forever. He's like, that was the worst. Like, I don't even remember that far back, but as he's saying it, I'll tell you what, like he's not lying to you. And it was so funny to have a guy doing 17 million to reminisce about the other spots. And it was so I always joke about it, but it's so true. It's my number one head nod presentation. Because when I talk about it, everybody in the crowd is like, yeah, everybody that's been through one of those is like, fuck. Yeah.
It's so relatable at every level.
It's just like, yeah, been there. Oh, I didn't realize there was another one still in front of me. Like, I thought I was done with these things, but it was cool having him in that room to be like, yep, everything this guy said, I've been through that. Like, you can get there, but it takes years and years and years, and like keeping your head down and keep pushing and keep pushing. It is frustrating though, because every time you like start making money, you go back to not making any money again. It's just a weird cycle. It's a weird cycle.
Yeah, I'll have to ask Robert who that dude is. I like following people that are at that level.
Robert would be able to tell you who he is in a heartbeat. I'm sure of it. There's not a whole lot of $17 million pressure washing businesses out there, Cole.
No, that's 1% in the exterior cleaning industry as far as I'm concerned.
That's like 0.001 in the exterior cleaning. That's probably less than that. Like, he's probably a 1 in 10,000 at least, if not less.
Maybe. I know a few in that figure range that I can think of offhand, but
but how many do you know that are between 0 and 100,000?
A lot more,
right? Like, it's got to be one. He's got to be 1 in 10,000.
Throw a rock and hit one of them.
Yeah. I mean, I think the coolest part about him, I mean, like, we know Tommy Mello, we know the Kaplans and the Dalkeys, we know really successful business dudes that do really well. It always astounds me the guys that keep their mouth shut. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people out there that keep their mouth shut. There's a few that don't. And there's actually, I always applaud Tommy for this. And it was one of my favorite things is like, Tommy has nothing to gain from going to pressure washing conventions with PWMCA and Jamie and the huge convention and just like other places that we all hang out. Tommy doesn't give a shit. Or I shouldn't say that. He does. He shouldn't. He's got so much bigger fish to fry.
He does, and that's why he's there.
He just like enjoys helping.
Yeah.
It is funny listening to him talk though, because he does like scold all of you all the time. He's like, y'all think this? You're fucking wrong. Let me tell you why you suck. Here's why you suck. You can choose to keep sucking. Moving on. Like, it's just like lay it out and be like, I'm just trying to help. But if you want to keep sucking, you can keep sucking. Here's what you got to do to not suck. You choose. Okay, I'm moving on to the next slide. Bree, put up the next slide. And then he always yells, Bree, what the hell? Where's the next slide?
And then he's like, oh, sorry, we took the whole company to Cabo last week. Sorry, and here we do this. And you're like, oh shit, dude.
So as you're going into this year, the last couple years, and I'm gonna like paraphrase things for you, but get you back going here. The last couple of years when I talked to you about it, you were always like, part of the reason you didn't go to the Boundary Waters the last 2 years is like you had new dudes on the team and you're ramping them up and you don't want to leave because you got new guys and you're trying to teach them. And that is the purgatory number 2. That is like the guys that you had to get to 250,000 aren't the right dudes. They're just the dudes with the pulse that you hired and you did a bunch of the work. And then you have to get off the truck and you realize, oh shit, I need like real dudes with team leads and whatever else. And now you're like pulling out of that level and going to the next level. And it's like every time you go to another level, it's hard to leave because you want to make sure you have the right dudes. What have you learned about getting the right people?
About getting the right people, I'll say sometimes you got to go against the norm and against kind of what people tell you and trust your gut on people. I think there's a couple things I learned big time in the last couple of years that, and you've already talked about this a dozen times, but your best employees already have a job, or they're your best candidates, I should say. Mm-hmm. They already have a job. The best people you can find to work with you and build and grow that core group. Cause I've learned that too, is like to give everybody an idea of where we're headed now. We're like 525 last year. We're on pace for about 870 this year. The goal was like 1.1. I can tell you exactly why I'm falling short of it here in a minute.
Embrace the joy of falling short of it. That way you actually land in a profitable range instead of going from one unprofitable zone to another unprofitable zone.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're still on pace to grow close to 40, maybe 50%. I mean, and that's amazing to me. So what I've learned is like to get out of that like owner operator in the truck all the time deal, you have to have a core 2 or 3 people that have been with you for a few years. They know the ins and outs. They've seen what you do. They can handle a lot of the mini fires that you tend to put out with new employees who know zero. And then you can put new employees on them as your leaders. That opens up so much room for you to grow because you're not chasing and training and just constantly helping new employees as you grow and add 2, 3, 4 trucks along the road. Having a core 2, 3, 4 guys that have been with you for a while goes a long way. And finding those people is way more about attracting them than it is like just throwing anything at the wall and hoping you grab.
Expecting them to come knock on your door and hoping they want to come work for you because you're something else.
Yeah. And you know, when I talked about, like I said, like going against the norm, everybody always told me don't hire people that worked for other power wash companies because you have to retrain them to do things your way. I got a solid crew this year, and 3 of them came from other power wash companies. I took a gamble on them, and honestly, it's so far, it's paying off. Statistically speaking, we're probably, I mean, we typically rotate somebody about every 6 months or so. So that could still very well happen in the next several months. But year to date, we have a great crew. And like I said, 3 of them came from previous power wash companies. Did I have to tell them this is how we do things? And we're not, the reason you're with me now and not them is because we do things differently, and you see that and you want to work for us. I'm going to treat you and reward you better for that. But kind of going against the grain, getting guys that did have power wash experience, taking them from other power wash companies, and then having them then recommend they love working for us now too, versus the other company. They're reaching out to their friends. Like, it's almost like every other week, like one of my guys is reaching out. He's like, hey, you hiring? I got like 2 people that are ready to go right now. I'm like, they're on my list.
I'm probably one of the ones that told you not to do that.
For sure. It's against the norm. I get it.
It's totally against the norm. I wouldn't say it's against the norm. It's against the long run odds, but everything is an odds game, and it depends why they left. 90% of people that say, like, I don't work there anymore because of this, it's them that's the piece of shit, not the company that's the piece of shit, right? And so, like, it's tricky to weed that out. But when you find the ones that are the right ones, it can be gold. It's riskier. It's riskier than finding somebody with the right attitude, right behaviors, right work ethic.
Yeah.
But if you find somebody with that and they just happen to have experience, it can be super rewarding.
And there was a big decision maker when looking at these people that have already worked for power wash companies and hiring them. There was a big differentiator with me when interviewing them and talking to them. And I asked them, what don't you like about where you work now? And, you know, what I didn't want to hear was them be like, the owner does this and he treats me this way, and because of him, I can't do this. And I don't hit my numbers because they don't give me this. And if they would have started, blame, I would have seen some red flags there and probably approached with a little bit more caution. Fortunately, the guys, you know, they really just said they don't like the way that some things are being handled, and they think they can do things better than what they're currently able to do with the resources they're being provided. And when I told them, like, here's how we're going to do things different, and if you're going to work for us, this is the standard you need to have. We are we're the Ritz-Carlton of the power washing experience compared to what you're used to in the current customer experience you're providing. And you need to uphold this standard or it's not going to work. And all of them were like, no, dude, we love what you're doing and everything. And like I said, it could totally backfire in 2-3 months, but so far it's been a great deal.
I have a guy that is in my list, and that was the thing that stuck out to me the most. I will say when I do like a reverse group interview, I have them interview me. I present to them. I have them ask me questions. And I noticed him in that reverse interview. I'll have 5 to 10 people in one, and then I have them book a second interview with me. And usually that second interview is to go through their resume and see what they're up to, why they're interested in looking around, if they're currently employed, if they're not employed, what they have going on. And he's employed. When somebody's employed, that is the number one thing I look for is, are they pointing fingers, or are they saying, hey, I'm just looking to find the right fit, and I will sacrifice money and I will sacrifice time and I will do what it takes to make sure it's the right fit, because it's important to me that I enjoy it every day, and it's not their fault, but it's not the right fit. And that is trivial. But when somebody comes in and says they suck and they did this and they did that and blah, 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 that person sucks. And I fired one of those a month ago. It set us back for sure, but it was like a total cultural. I had a meeting today, and I talked about this on a radio show earlier. I had a meeting with our top producer on our team, and just like a career development chat. And she said, man, I was like friends with that gal. And so that was kind of tricky, except in the last month, everything's great.
Right.
And I didn't know that was why it wasn't. I could feel it. And I feel guilty saying it because I was friends with her. And so it like caught me by surprise that you let her go. But I get it. It's great. Like, we're all working our asses off. We're all supporting each other. We're all helping each other. And there's no finger pointing. There's no blame. It's just the culture changed and we're all doing better. And it's better that way. And I'm like, that is important. And that tells me we let go of the right person. And I needed to hear that, because you always wonder. But and we're in purgatory number 3. We did 111,000 last month. We're at like the $130,000 pace. And like, that's a tricky spot. It's a mud. Yeah. It's shitty. It's muddy. We got to figure out who our leaders are that understand that and can make really shitty, hard decisions. Because you hit these levels where it's like, it just can't be you. There's a point where you're not the one firing people anymore. It can't, like, people need to know why people need to get fired, because it ain't Cole. It ain't Dan anymore. It's deciding. People need to know why somebody needs to get fired. And I need Katie to know in the future to look out for that. And she's felt it, and she doesn't know, just like me. I don't know. There's nobody's walking around with the sign that says I need to be fired right now.
Right.
Right. Like, but
sometimes it seems like it with some people.
Sometimes it sure does seem like it, but like, that is tricky. It's such a judgment call. And like, you need to understand the nuance of why somebody needs to go. And that's,
you know what? It's the other thing that makes that so easy is understanding what your values are, what you stand on, and then you hire and you fire upon those values. And it's always going to suck firing somebody. Even if you can't stand somebody, man, there's guys that I just cannot stand them, but I always feel bad letting someone like that go, because I mean, it's just natural, right? We're taking somebody and putting them, we're knowingly putting somebody in a shitty situation in their life. We're always going to feel bad about that, but it makes the decision so much easier when you know your values. You've explained the standards that your company runs and lives on to that employee when you hired them. You have gone over that multiple times during regular evaluations, and they still have not grasped the fact of what your values are. It's cut and dry. We hire and fire on these, and you know, it makes the decision easy, but it's still never. It makes the decision easy. It doesn't make the action easy, I should say.
And even then, you still second guess the decision. But yeah, I had, I will say, for months, I debated firing this person, and I would lose sleep over it. And I know I've done this for 15 years. I've been in home service businesses and small businesses, and I still question my judgment. And in the back of my mind, I knew it. And there's one thing that Derek Christian, an old maid service business partner of mine, used to say was, the minute you think about firing somebody, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when and how much shit goes sideways between when you thought about it and when you actually do it. And that doesn't mean do it right away. I'm not saying like immediately you think about it, do it. Like I've also had it be where it was performance related, and then you can do a performance improvement plan and coach people and talk to people. And not everybody sucks.
Yeah.
A lot of people do, but not everybody does. And when it's performance related, that I think is where scrutiny and saying, hey, is it a training thing? Is it an education thing? Is it a making sure we're asking the right questions thing? Katie on our team now, who I talked to today, is ridiculously by far our best producer. She crushes it. And when I go to trade shows, all I hear about is how kick-ass Katie is. That's all I hear. I mean, like if I'm at a show and we have clients there, they all are like fist bumping me about Katie. The gal I let go, I wasn't getting fist bumps about, right? Like I feel that I sense that, I know that, and I got that feedback when we let her go. But Katie didn't even have an accounting background. It took us a long time to get her dialed in on the systems and processes and how we do this and how we do that. But the core values and the culture stuff you talked about, she hit it on the head. She always has. She always will. She's just dialed in that way. She just is. She just runs. Her life is that way. And that's how you know she's the right fit. She will learn whatever she needs to learn. She's not afraid of learning shit. Just tell her what to do. Teach her how to do it. She'll go full speed and like outperform everybody. She's just totally wired that way. And I think it's so important to like figure that out in your company and weed out the rest. But nobody walks around with a sign that says, hey, I'm actually going to suck at this job.
Yeah.
Like customers don't walk around with that sign either that say, hey, I'm a piece of shit. I'm going to try to get you to do this work and then not pay the invoice and sue you for it and try to get you to do it for free. But they're out there.
Funny you say that. I have something similar going on.
You got one of those right now. The bigger you get, the worse it is.
I got an email like 3 hours ago of somebody that disputed their payment with their credit card provider, and like I got an email saying like, oh, they won the dispute. I'm like, well, there was no dispute. We didn't get a chance to dispute nothing. They said it was flagged as like not they didn't know what the charge was or whatever, and our merchant provider just said okay and refunded them. So I got to call them and deal with that tomorrow. But
business owner shit.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's something new. I can't wait. I hope I have to put a lien on their house. Honestly, I've never had to do that. I'm looking forward to it.
Speaking of which, I had an interesting one. I have never had an unemployment claim go unfulfilled by a state. The gal we let go, I intended for them to get unemployment benefits. Mm-hmm. I had no ill will. I let them go, not for underperformance. There were things they could have done better, like everybody, but it was a cultural mismatch. And there were things they did against our core values that were lacking integrity that I was not okay with. And and they were in Texas, and maybe Texas is just Texas, it is Texas of all places.
It's Texas.
And so the unemployment department reached out to me, and I filled out their thing, and I said, here's when we let him go, and here's how much we paid him, and here's why we let him go. It was a cultural mismatch. There were some core value integrity issues that I was not okay with, and that is core to our business. It is one of our core values, and I determined that they are not a good long-term fit for us, and so I let them go. And the state called me, and I missed their call because I was in the Boundary Waters doing way more important shit. Like floating on a couch and drinking Mio and rum.
40-inch pike. Yeah.
40-inch pike. Don't put that in air quotes, you son of a bitch. It was 38 to 40 inches. And I got a letter back from the state of Texas saying they denied her claim. And I was like, what? I intended on paying her claim.
You disputed the denial.
I thought about calling to dispute the denial. And I was like, no. She sucked like that. Like,
yeah,
people with bad behaviors don't get customers get this all the time. The customer that's the most pain in the ass usually gets the best treatment. And it's a shame. It sucks because your best customers sometimes get the worst treatment because they don't bitch about stuff. And so shitty customers get the best treatment because they bitch about stuff. And I was like, you know what? That's what happens. And I feel like quoting Big Lebowski right now. That's what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass.
It's exactly what I was thinking too.
That's Big Lebowski.
Yeah. No, that's true. I have two people that I wish the unemployment wouldn't have gone through, because I tried disputing two of them and that did not work.
Ohio ain't gonna. It's not happening in Ohio. It's not happening in Minnesota. The only place I've ever seen. I've been in business for doing this thing for 15 years. Texas.
Well, that was a learning experience for me this year. Was I have obviously I've had other people on unemployment, but I've only ever tried to dispute two, and I've lost both. So now I don't even waste a breath on it, waste my time on it. It is what it is. That's why we pay.
I didn't waste my time on it either. I thought I was filling it out so that she would get it. I
You're
was
like
not
being nice, and
so this is no lie. I filled it out and I paid her for an extra week's of pay. I fired her and I paid her for the following week and said, I have no ill will. I want you to do well, just not here. This ain't the right place for you. I'm deciding it's not the right place for you. I don't think you're a bad human. Good luck. I will pay you an extra $1,000. I'm not going to do like a big ass severance package or anything. I'm not a big corporation. I can't afford to, but I don't mean ill will. Go do what you're going to do. Go start your own business. You clearly don't like the way we do things here because you're blaming people and bitching about stuff. Go do it your way. Just don't do it here. Don't bring my community down. So I even paid her for next week, and I told them that on the unemployment thing. And I kind of wonder if she lied about it and said she didn't get paid for an extra week. And that was when they were like, she's manipulating something or what. I don't know. Right. But it was funny to me that they denied it. And for a second, I did think, I was like, my intent was that she would get it. My intent wasn't that she wouldn't get it. I completed everything to her favor to make it sound like she should get it. They just read between the lines and said, no, she sucks. And I was like, well, I guess, yeah, I agree. That's why she doesn't work here anymore. She kind of sucks. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I learned something interesting this year with a sales rep that I let go. So we had a sales rep that I think you and I talked about this a little bit, but I ultimately ended up having to let him go. And he was a commission-based sales rep. He had jobs that he had booked through the winter during our off time, that he scheduled these jobs for, throughout the year, to the point where we still have jobs. We have holiday lighting jobs that he scheduled past clients and stuff that he's allocated commission for. I let him go because it wasn't a good fit. And we tried to make it work and it just wasn't working. I ended up doing away with his position entirely and making a new one. But
sales lead number 2, brand new position. This position existed here before. We used to have a sales lead, but we got rid of that. We didn't like our sales lead, and we didn't like that role, so we started a sales lead number 2, assistant
to the regional sales lead.
Yeah, different job, totally different job. Turns out Cole's the sales lead now.
No, I have a badass sales rep now. She's doing awesome, but
new job. Brand new job.
Yeah. But his position was, he was supposed to be like sales and growth, kind of a tie together. It coincided with his degree he was working on, some like business growth and management. And he had approached me with wanting more responsibility in the growth side of things. And I was like, hell yeah, dude, you got the skills. Let's do it. Ultimately, he was doing good. I just couldn't afford him. We weren't at that level of being able to pay somebody in his position. And that's what I told him. I was like, dude, you're doing the right thing. I'm just not ready for you yet.
Well, you're gonna go, like, until you're pushing $1 million, a salesperson is really hard to afford. So it's hard to give that job up as the owner. It's really hard to get that paycheck up. That's a big paycheck to give up.
I kind of wanted to touch on that too a little bit, but for the sake of the story that I was going down, I'll just say that I let him go, and then he was like, well, what about all those commissions that I was assigned to, that are scheduled? Because the way I do it is they don't get paid the commission until the job's complete and the client pays. When the client pays, they get their commission, not even when the job's done. And so I was like, oh shit, I don't know. I was like Googling laws on like, do I still owe him commission for jobs he technically scheduled and did the work on?
Did you pay him a draw before he started earning commission, or was he peer commission? Like you probably paid him a wage before he earned any commission.
Base plus commission.
Yeah. So the base covers the future commission that he lost when he sucked.
Well, everything I Googled and Chat GPT at the time told me I was better off just to is paying him the commissions he is allocated to over the next year going to, make or break the company? No. It's just like $2 or $3 jobs a month over not even grand. Yeah.
Not even a grand. Oh shit. Yeah.
A month, I should say. In total. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But monthly it's sub $1,000, in commissions, and some months or weeks or whatever, it's nothing. So I was like, to avoid anything, the guy's having a baby in like 5 weeks. I already felt bad about that. I'm just here's a report on everything you're owed over the next year. Here you go. And we're still paying him the commission on it each month. And it is what it is.
I totally get that. That's totally fair. Like you made a deal with him. He sold it. It is.
Yeah. Yeah. It was way too much of a gray area that I didn't foresee ahead of time and have anything in writing or descriptive of like, man, it's just not
if you quit or get terminated, you forego all future commissions.
Yeah. And so the new position that was created upon that position being terminated, I most definitely had terms in there that state exactly what happens if you were to quit or whatever with those commissions,
Yeah.
So it was a learning experience with that one.
Especially comp structures are so tricky because bookkeeping clients ask me about that stuff all the time. Like, how do I pay a salesperson? I'm like, what do you want them to do? Like, what are you trying to achieve? I don't like, there's no like, oh, let me give you the multiple choice. And you tell me what the right answer is. It's like, there's no Trevor, the only person that listens to this podcast, says cheap lesson, but that is tricky. Salespeople comp super.
Is he still referring to Diddy?
That was an expensive lesson, I think. I don't think he's referring to Diddy anymore. So give us the lay of the land of like your org chart now. What roles do you have? Who are you excited about? You said what, like, part of your answer, I want you to tell me how you thought you were going to get to 1.1 million, because that would have been crazy to go from like 500 to 1 million. Now that's not doable, but that'd have been crazy. How did you speculate on that or forecast that? Back it down to where you think you're going to go, and who's driving it? What roles are driving it? What role do those roles play? How do you see it working out?
So for starters, the 1.1, right? That's reaching for the stars. As you just said, like that's crazy growth. That's reaching for the stars, knowing that likely going to fall short, but goddamn, if we hit it, we fucking did it, and we're going to figure it out on the way. But starting the year out was doing pretty good as far as staying on pace month to month, hitting the numbers we needed to hit. The goal in hitting that number or hitting close to it was we added a hood cleaning service, which is a reoccurring service that's going to bring us in, revenue through the winter.
Are you doing that at night, or how are you doing that?
Nights and weekends.
Who's doing it?
So part of hiring guys from another company, one of them was a field supervisor for a hood cleaning company.
That'll make it work.
And the sales rep that's currently working out really well for me is his wife.
That helps. Okay. It's all coming together now.
Who happened to also previously be a sales rep for that same hood cleaning company.
Yeah. She knows how to sell some hood cleans.
She knows the process. She knows sales and the power washing in general. It was a great transition. So far, everything's been really good with them. But adding hood cleaning was going to be a revenue driver for big time growth. We added landscape lighting, a service with a higher ticket.
This is maybe a question that you're going to come back to, but you had been doing permanent. Now you're doing landscape lighting. I want you to come back to talk about the difference between those and the growth between those and all that stuff, but we can get back to that. carry it.
Okay. There's a big difference, but yeah, we'll come back to it.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I wanted to interrupt you and like do a follow-up question, but there's way too much in between. So keep going on your growth for this year.
Yeah. So the plan was adding hood cleaning, a great reoccurring service that we can also do outside of our normal work hours. So it doesn't interfere with anything we're currently doing. We can still push the same numbers we are for that crew. And then that truck can go out on weekends and nights and bring in even more. We added landscape lighting, just another higher ticket service that we can offer. We pushed permanent lighting more this year, and then added another truck. So the goal is to run 3 power wash trucks and a lighting truck to get us close to that 1 million range. There was a huge mistake made very early on in the process that is 100% on me. And I feel like I knew this. I knew it was going to happen. I didn't realize that in preparation for all of this growth, it's going to be very expensive. And I ran out of money quick.
Growth is expensive, man.
Dude, it's so
expensive.
And honestly, I don't feel like people talk about that enough because everybody goes to these shows and they do these podcasts, whatever. And everybody talks about like, well, we grew from this to this. And then, we grew 30% and 40% year over year or
like, hey, I'm sitting over here talking about the purgatories and everything that sucks. So don't say everybody. You can say everybody but Dan.
I know.
Everybody but Dan. But easy now. Easy.
But even in the purgatories, like, you can still be profitable in the purgatories. I think it's the aggressiveness of the purgatory. Like, I've grown little purgatories, and if you zoom
like
the
faster you grow through them, the shittier it is financially.
It's like a stock chart. If you zoom way in, like, I'm still going the right direction, but if you zoom out, it's like,
I hear it.
It's I didn't realize how expensive growing was going to be. And we ran out of funds very early on in the season this year. The plan was to have this other power wash truck. We were going to save some money. I was going to build the skid myself and have it ready to go by April.
By you mean Logan was going to build you a skid?
Logan built me the skid, badass skid.
Okay.
He did his part.
Yeah.
My part was going to be building it, putting it together, getting it in a truck, and getting it on the road for April and starting to bring in that additional revenue we needed to hit these goals each month. Well, I didn't factor one of the biggest lessons I feel like I should have fucking known, and it pisses me off. Opportunity cost. I didn't think about the opportunity cost of me not having that truck ready to go on the road April 1st when our season kicks off. And here it is. Quite frankly, that skid is going in that truck this Friday. 3 months later, I lost. In my mind, the opportunity cost, I lost $90,000 over the last 3 months by not having that truck on the road. Easily.
Yeah. That's expensive.
And that's why I fell short. I should have figured it out to where I can get the truck built and done and in a truck back in February or March when we're ready to go for April.
That's why winter exists, man.
Yeah.
That's shit you do when you come on an ice fishing trip and you're talking to other business owners. You figure that stuff out. Somebody wasn't here this year.
Yeah. And I didn't call you enough because I know you would have helped me out there. But in my mind, I was watching our bank account just like tank, because here we are adding hood cleaning. We needed a hot water unit. That was $5,000. We needed hood cleaning supplies and a little bit of training and stuff on that I didn't have. That was another couple grand. And then we bought another truck. That was another $50,000. And then the skid building, even though I had Logan and built it and I'm building it myself, I probably saved $20,000 or so in the process. But long term, dude, I lost $90,000 easily.
For you and for everybody else listening, my big thing is like the cost of new things is always more than you think. The cost of doing hood cleaning and learning a new thing is not the same as it was when it was just coal.
Yeah.
Right? When you're a full scaling business, to do another service is very expensive. It's very distracting. Not to say don't do it, but wait to do it until you're scaled in your main thing. There's an observation I have over and over and over again, which is when we're small, we take on everything. We're like, oh, you want what? I did this back when I had the window. We go wide. We did driveway sealing for people for a summer because we were like, we're slow in July and August. Let's seal their driveways. We'll go to Menards. We'll get driveway sealing stuff. We'll roll some of that blacktop shit out. We can charge $400, $500. It's a no-brainer. So easy. We didn't have processes for it, right? I was like timing myself doing my own driveway.
Yep.
And then I had my guys do it, and they could do it, but it just took. They could clean $1,000 worth of windows or $500 worth of driveway. So why wouldn't we just figure out how to do more windows? We would have been better off door knocking to do more windows than sealing people's driveways.
Yep.
And so what I had found, and like I found this in my own businesses, and I see this in all the clients I work with, is you start wide, and we usually go wide too soon. But to really scale, you got to get really narrow, and then just like, and then you scale. And when you hit about 1 million, then you have a team built in the thing that you do, and somebody can run it, and then you can get wide again. And sometimes it's 1.5 or whatever when you get through that purgatory. But when you have somebody that can run the thing, then you can add more stuff because somebody can run that thing. But when you add stuff while you're scaling, it makes scaling kind of shittier because not to say you can't do it, but it makes it wider. And when imagine pushing something up underwater. The narrower it is, it's easy to get up. But the wider it is, the harder it is to like push up against all the surface tension. And that's scaling a business when you do more shit because you got to train all these people on all these things.
Yeah, it's like an elongated hourglass, you know. Mm-hmm. But even then, like the top of it, you don't want to go quite as wide as I think the base. But in trying to figure out how can we be profitable 12 months of the year is something that I think we're trying to figure out in order to be able to grow to this level that we need to. And that's where pushing these other services that we can do in the winter in Ohio here in a seasonal area is going to help out with our growth big time. Like I said, I still think we're on track to grow 30-40%, which is just fucking unbelievable to me. And I'm so thankful for everybody. Which going back to the org chart you asked about, obviously we have our technicians, we have lead techs, regular techs, and then I have a sales rep right now, a commission-based sales rep. She's kicking butt. I have a virtual assistant. She's an admin position, and then myself, really. That's it. My next role that I'm looking at.
What would you say you do here, Cole?
What do I do
here?
I
that Office Space reference.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to do shit.
It depends what day, I guess. That's the bad part.
Really, what I wanted to hear was I go on hunting and fishing trips with Dan, so the engineers don't have to.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to hear.
And you will very soon. I think we're nearing that part of the hourglass where I'm kind of getting back to my roots here.
Yes, but you're also going to have kids pretty soon, and then things will get more complicated. So, good luck. But no, you go. I don't want to tell you how to feel about this.
Well, I've been using you as an example of trying to set the expectation with Randy of saying like, hey, Dan's got multiple kids.
3 of them.
One not too old, pretty new. Mm-hmm. He still goes on several hunting trips a year.
Always.
And fishing trips.
Always.
I'm like, so he's doing it. I can do it.
Yeah. It's about not having surprises. Nobody likes a surprise, and this is true with customers and employees. And there's a reason why I waitlist clients and I waitlist employees, and a lot of times I waitlist my wife, I guess, as I think about that. But when something's out far enough in the future It just is out there, and it's future Cole's problem, and it's future Marty's problem when I say, hey, I'm going on a hunting trip, and it's future client's problem when I say, hey, I need to waitlist you because we're going to wait to fire you up until we can do a kick-ass job. People understand that.
Yeah.
But they don't like the surprise of, oh, I thought I was going to get started now, and then surprise, nope. Or, hey, I thought it was going to be this, but nope, Dan's gone for the next week because he's with Trevor in Mexico going freaking yellowtail fishing. So I put that shit on the calendar way out in advance, and I have learned, and I've had this discussion with Marty, and I'm not saying she speaks for all female partners out there, but Marty is totally fine if it's out there. And future Marty knows when I'm gone and can plan on it, and she gets the benefit of the food, and she's part of it, and she knows she can come in the future. And so she has the vision of like, someday I get to go on these trips with Dan when our kids are a little bit older, and that's exciting, and Dan's figuring it out, and we know where to go and who's going to take care of us and that it's safe and blah, blah, blah. Like, I think next year we'll take the kids to the Boundary Waters, and granted, for 10 years, I've been telling her, hey, I'm going to the Boundary Waters to find out where to go so we can go as a family, and it'll be a fun trip because I know where to go and how to do it all. And we've gotten pretty dialed in. You missed it this year, Cole, with the 200-watt solar panel.
Heard about it.
You heard about it, but I mean, this baby was like 10 feet wide and 2 feet tall. It was a fucking sail. It
You guys brought a data center to the fucking Boundary Waters.
Yeah, because we were going to try to make ice cubes. But then that capsized and sunk to the bottom of the lake. This is a $200 sunk cost. Talking about opportunity cost, I'm talking about sunk cost. That was the definition of a sunk cost. We lost.
Yeah.
There was the 1 year you came where you broke my rod tip. That was $50. This year, I lost $1,000 of fishing gear, rod holders, rods, baits, nets, just a bunch of shit in the bottom of the lake. Still worth it. Part of the journey. But anyway, I think like that's a thing to always keep in mind with employees, with customers, with spouses. Expectation setting is always the most important thing.
For sure.
It's surprises that people don't like.
Yeah.
Trevor's giving me some shit. He says, ha, 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 blah, 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 be a man. That's Trevor probably being like, fuck, I didn't tell Ashby that I'm going on this trip to Mexico. I should probably tell her. I'll make Dan feel bad in the meantime that he's prepared and I'm not. That's what I read into that one.
Yeah. Be a man. I don't think he was at the last ice fishing trip.
He wasn't at the last ice fishing trip?
He was not in Illinois.
You weren't either. Well, you were in Illinois, but
you
were at the last ice fishing trip. Pretty sure neither of you guys were in the Boundary Waters. So one of you guys could have saved my life. I didn't have a life jacket on. I was drowning.
Yeah.
I had to latch onto somebody else's canoe to get me pulled into shore. He says he wasn't invited. Now he's lying about lies. That's dangerous. He's lying about lies. What all right, business stuff. Cole, where are you going? Like, what's the intent used to be? Hey, I'm Cole Sickafoose. I have the coolest last name on the planet, and I like to hunt and fish, and so I'm going to build a business that lets me hunt and fish. And now, and that was like, I'm going to keep it where it's comfortable in a way. And then you got this taste for scaling some shit, and you found some success, and we're all ADD to some extent, and you started dating a cute girl, and things got serious, and that changes everything. Like, it just does.
Yeah.
And so you're scaling, and so like clearly your mission has changed. What does it look like in 2026, in 2027, in 2028? What do you have your sights set on, and what's the point of it?
Well, for a short disclaimer here, I will say that I don't have it figured out. And
what a loser. Okay,
yeah.
Everybody stop listening. This guy's a loser. He doesn't have it all figured out. I don't know why we're talking to him. Trevor, are you still here? Why am I talking to this guy? You guys sorry. Anyway, of course you don't have it figured out. Nobody's got to figure it out. Nobody's that,
because I feel like I could talk about all this stuff, and in short clips, it might sound like I have it all figured out, or like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm not, man. I'm just kind of winging it. Here's what I think is going to happen. Here's what I'm hoping is going to happen. Here's kind of what I'm working towards. The goal is still the same, right? Hunt, fish, do family, do the whole thing, have all that with the freedom that I want. But what I've learned over the last couple of years is that the parameters that are going to allow me to do that are completely different than what they were in my early 20s that did allow me to do that. I didn't foresee that coming, and that's just stupid me, you know, not my squirrel brain not realizing that. I should have been able to see it, but
it's part of the fun, though.
Yeah. It's staying outside of the comfort zone, right? But yeah, the parameters that allowed me to live that in my early 20s and late 20s a little bit, the goal is still kind of the same. It's just I've added a family into the mix here in the future. So the resources and the things I need to make that happen have changed. And that's what I'm trying to navigate over the next couple of years is what do I got to do to make sure that I can stay on that same track, but change the way we're going to get there a little bit, change the vehicle. And what I've learned is I need to make more money. We need to grow and scale because now I need to not only just provide for my own freedom, but I need to provide for a future wife's freedom, my future kids' freedom, and the rest of my family. And not only do I feel like I need to fund those adventures for myself, is I want to be able to do those with my family someday. And so now I've kind of almost doubled the goal that I need to do. Like my bring home has almost doubled or tripled in a sense, if you include inflation and all the other fun crap that's going on right now. The numbers and kind of what I need to do and set up for my life to be able to include my family in that is it's 10x everything. So
is Randy an outdoorsy person? Like, is she adventurous? Is she down with Cole doing hunting, fishing shit all the time? What's her take? Like, obviously she doesn't mind you doing it because you still do whatever the fuck you want. But then, like, with kids, things get more complicated. How does she? I'm curious how she gets involved. And I'll preface that by saying, early on, Marty liked to come fishing, had no experience hunting besides when I took her on like hunting dates. Now she's got a nicer bow than I have, like more expensive, better arrows, better equipment. She's shooting deer with the bow. She hasn't gone on like excursions, but she will. It's just like inevitable. She had a turkey. This year was the first year she had a turkey tag. She's getting into it. Not by her intent. Like that wasn't a dream of hers. It was just the trajectory of our family. And like all my kids are like, hey, when are we going hunting, Dad? And she's like, I want to go hunting too. What the hell? You guys don't leave me behind. Even Friday, like 2 days from now, even in the rain, it's Danny's birthday. We always go out bluegill fishing on Danny's birthday and try to fill the freezer up with a bunch of bluegill fillets. Marty's got to work. I'm taking the 3 kids out and grandma and grandpa, and we're going out fishing. Marty's the only one that doesn't get to come. I'm gonna be out drinking beers at 10 a.m. taking the kids out fishing. It's glorious. But like always an adventure, always some silly bullshit. How does like Randy view how does she deal with Cole? Right? Like I know who Cole is. I know the redneck that Cole is. Randy obviously knows the redneck that Cole is. You haven't hid it from her. She's exposed to it. She deals with you. Is she in? Is it your thing to her and she's just a beneficiary of the meat and the cooking and the bring home? Or is she in it? Or is she gonna be in it? What's her state?
I'd say it's a mix of both right now. There's aspects of it that she absolutely loves right now. There's other aspects that she's not a huge fan of, but she supports it.
I mean, she clearly enjoys going out walleye fishing and getting engaged.
Yeah. That was all one day.
Got a fucking live well full of big ass walleyes. That was all right.
Yeah. I'm trying to reel fishing. She's over there trying to take pictures of her ring and send it to her family. I'm like, we got 3 rods going off. This one needs
triple. Yeah.
Put the damn ring away.
Focus on your shit, woman.
Yeah.
We got
what's more important here, really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, so like that's the aspects of it she loves right now, and she's all like, she is a diehard morel mushroom hunter. She loves going shed hunting with me. She loves going walleye fishing and going up to the lake. Any fishing that we do, she's all about it. The thing she hasn't really broke into yet is going bow hunting with me, or doing her own bow hunting or turkey hunting and things like that. But I don't think it's because she doesn't want to. I know it's not because she doesn't want to. It's because I proposed, and all she wants to do is prepare for this wedding. I keep making jokes with friends, and like this is her 200-inch buck, like this is her once in a lifetime thing that
she gets this once.
Yeah. Like this is her 200-inch deer, and giving myself that analogy.
Does she know it's more of like a 3-inch flaccid mini walleye, not a 200-inch buck? Does she know that?
Well, it depends what time of year,
Yeah, that's a good point. It depends on what the weather's doing. Depends on how hot it is, how cold it is. Heat and cold.
Pretty rutted up in November,
Tell me. I think I told you this one. Danny and I were out turkey hunting one time. This always cracked me up. This has nothing to do with anything, but it just made me think of it. Danny and I were out turkey hunting, and a deer went by, and Danny goes, "It's a buck," and we're turkey hunting. It's the springtime, and I'm like, "What do you mean it's a buck? How would you know it's a buck?" And as it goes by, just a big schlong hanging down. And I was like, "Yep, like you're right. I'm looking for this, right?
Right.
Like, how would you know?" And she's just looking at anatomy because she's like 8, and that's what an 8-year-old's gonna look at, is like, I know parts.
Yeah.
The thing's got a dick. Funny. That thing's a buck.
That's funny.
I was like, son of a bitch. My kids, man. Oh no. What are we gonna get ourselves into? Who knows?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the wedding? You feel? Are you like? I don't. No, I already asked you a question. Are you ready for a wedding? You feeling it? You ready? You prepared?
I'm ready for the wedding. Yeah. I will say that if anything has tested me and broke me down harder this year than ever is the aggressive growth we're pushing for the business and trying to plan a wedding at our own house, all in the same process.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's at your house.
Dude, I did not. I wanted, and she knows this. Like I did not foresee how much actually goes into planning a wedding, and
it sucks, man. It's not cool. It's not cool.
There's so much, and so we're having the wedding up on top of our hill, and like I had to grade out a whole area just to lay the tent out, and we had to get a bigger tent because we realized we have more people coming than what we expected, and then it's like, because I own a lighting company, she wants every tree on this 8-acre property lit up with lights. I get power everywhere. So I had to, last week we trenched power to trees, and I'm putting outlets on trees.
Oh my God. I suppose I didn't think about that. Yeah. Like you're victim of your own success.
Yeah. And then it's like this, the whole time, all this, I'm thinking we're like moving the needle. We're 3 months out. Things are going on. Like, and then this wedding, like organization leader she hired to help out comes over last weekend, and I'm like thinking, I'm like proud of all the stuff. Like, check this out. We got grass is growing over here. We got rototill disc for over here. We got, things going on. And she's like, well, what if it rains? What are you going to do? And I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't know. I never even thought about that. And she's like, well, what are you guys going to sit on during the ceremony? She's like, I don't know. I never thought about that either. And then
I got that covered for you. BYOC. We did BYOC. Everybody bring your own chair. Everybody's got folding chairs. You don't need to pay for people's chairs.
I'm all for that. I mentioned that. Apparently that does not fit her theme of French country. So
French people always carry their own chairs.
Yeah, for sure. Old lawn chairs.
Country people always carry their own chairs. Yeah. That's what we did. Marty and I, you're going to appreciate this as a frugal son of a bitch. Marty and I got out of a wedding with 200 people under 10 grand. Fucking right. We fed them all. We got them all drunk. We had live music.
Where'd you do it? Someone like property?
We had the ceremony outside at Coon River Rapids Dam Park. bring BYOC. We brought the beer. We had coolers full of beer for everybody.
Yep.
Drink during the ceremony. Knock yourselves out. We had a pastor come out that could marry us. He did great. He did try to bite the tip off of we like made a sign, like a heart-shaped sign, and he was ripping labels off, and then the camouflage paint squirted into his mouth while he's trying to bust one of them open. So he had like green shit all over his face. It was great. Because I would have thought that would have been me, but it was him. It was better.
Right.
So we played some yard games. We got married out there, and then we went to a bar, and the bar didn't charge us for the space. They had like a 250 person max basement bar that was like a private bar you could rent with a stage, and they were just like starting to advertise that, and so we got it for free if we spent enough on alcohol. Like between my dad and I, we could have drank their alcohol minimum, right? And it was my buddy's band. We paid them $600, which like normally they'd charge thousands of dollars, but they did it for $600 because it was us. So we had live music. I could play the drums for a set. That was pretty cool. A little CCR up there.
Oh yeah.
And like as much beer as we could have. We did a taco bar. Everybody loves tacos. So we did like a buffet style. We did cupcakes and like we asked at the like we got really good carrot cake, and we asked like, hey, what's the difference between a wedding cake and just some sheet cakes? And it was like a third of the cost to get sheet cakes and cupcakes.
Yep.
Like carrot cake, just carrot cake me. I don't need a wedding cake. I need carrot cakes. And we got some like Etsy deer, like bride and groom things on Etsy for like $20.
Yep.
Boom. Less than 10 grand for our wedding.
I don't think we're going to be too far off.
And we bussed everybody home. We rented school buses.
Oh, really?
To take people back and forth. That was a fucking pro move. 60, 70 people at a time to get them where they need to go.
That's pretty cool.
That was cool.
We're not doing that.
You could. You got plenty of time.
Bring a driver or know the back roads.
School buses, man. You could get a school bus. You got plenty of time to get a school bus.
I probably could.
It's a pro move. It's a pro move because you can move a lot of people at once for like next to nothing.
And then you got to find a sober driver.
Yeah, the school bus driver drives.
Oh, get like a legit school bus.
Yeah. Like you don't drive it. So like you're not driving a fucking school bus.
I thought you were telling me to buy a school bus. Dude. I'm like,
no, you like hire a school bus.
Said I had to buy the school bus.
You hire a school bus company is to drive your people around, and then like it's cheap. You can.
I was excited. I thought my bookkeeper just told me to buy a school bus, man.
I mean, you could do that. That would be that. Hey, you can have your cake and eat it too here. You can rent a school bus for your wedding, and you buy one. Maybe you buy the one for your wedding, but you can get a couple of them. And then every time you do a hunting road trip, you just outfit that son of a bitch specifically for a hunting bus. We could put cots in it. We can put a shower in it. We can.
It'll be so hard to hide at the trailhead.
It'll be a little interesting.
I'll be backing into some very small spots.
Yeah, it just like signs everywhere that we have 50 loud kids in here on a field trip, and then everybody will leave and we'll have the trailhead to ourselves.
Yeah. You imagine me just walking out of a public hunting spot out of the trailhead, and it's like my one little headlamp. I just get in a school bus and
50 kids in here. Loud. These kids are loud.
That's funny.
No,
it's going good though. I think it's not overly expensive what we have on the wedding so far, and I think we've got it. Like it's going to be a very memorable wedding with having it here at the house and the way we're setting it up and everything. And I'm happy that at least all the money we're spending, we are putting it back into my property, so I'm not mad about that. Yeah. A lot of it's going straight into the value of the property here with what we're adding. We will be one of the only parcels around here with outlets on trees throughout the woods. Be a very unique selling point.
Yeah.
Someday somebody's be charging their phone in a tree stand.
Sounds like us in the Boundary Waters if we wanted to drop a 200-watt solar panel into the water on the way in.
Yeah.
Could have been those guys.
Now you got fish down there making ice cubes.
The bastards. Just chilling. Just walleyes. Just chilling.
Cocktails.
Hiding out in the structure. Drinking rum with Mio.
Yeah.
I will say, this might have been my best performance as a grocery shopper, we ran out of booze on the last day, and Justin Noggle had brought moonshine. He brought like a jar of moonshine, and we split it between a couple just like water bottles. And you would put like in your drink glass, you'd put a half an inch of that with whatever flavoring you wanted and fill the rest up with water. And that was enough to get us through. But I had 12 2 liters of booze and we drank it all. There were 5 of us drinking for 5 days. 6 of us there, but one of the dudes didn't drink. But like the 5 of us that were there that was drinking, Tor, you've seen that guy drink. Moose, that boy can drink. Me, I drank enough to fall out a damn canoe the first day. Rob Anderson, that boy can drink. Justin Noggle, he pours drinks so strong that it makes Tor look like a pussy. Justin pours drinks like he's trying to kill you. It's a danger zone. It's a danger zone.
Yeah.
Next year, though, you can come and try to not die. Be good.
So honestly, that's when I feel most alive. Is when I'm just trying not to die.
When you're trying not to die. That's perfect type 2 fun.
Yeah.
So, what is there a balance you see coming in the business that you're trying to achieve, or like with marriage and kiddos in the future and all that sort of stuff? Is there a sweet spot you see that you want to hit and chill in? Or is it more of a keep the gas pedal down into perpetuity as long as you don't lose your mind? Like what? And you talked about this a little bit, and I want to give like a Mike Andys-ism. Because I talked about Tommy already, and one thing I love about Tommy that he always says, and I preach this to my team, is like the business has to have a dream big enough that all the employees' dreams fit inside of it.
Right.
It's always memorable to me every time he says it. One of the things Mike Andys always says, and he's in the green industry, but he's like the Tommy of the landscaping lawn care space. He always says, you're either in growth mode or profit mode. You ain't in both.
I love that.
And it's so true. And I watch it play out all the time, and people get frustrated by it, but it's hard to do both at the same time aggressively. And so are you in growth mode or profit mode, or where are you at?
We are 100% in growth mode. I can tell you that. Because if those are my 2 options, I don't need to look it up. I'm in growth mode.
I can tell because the way that
is. Yeah. I did think it was interesting though, because like I said, I don't think enough people talk about the fact that it is very fucking expensive to grow, and you're not always gonna be profitable month over month, even if you are seasonal. We should start really turning our year-to-date profit here in the next month or 2. But it hasn't happened yet. And like, that is something that you got to get used to if you're growing. Is like, it's going to take a while if you're going to turn a profit, if we even do. I don't know. We still have some big purchases coming up here soon, with Christmas lights being something we're going to push heavy, and we're going to try to double that. The material cost on that is not cheap, but with all of that, there was I lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere with that. Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
What was I saying?
I don't know what you're saying because you didn't actually.
What was the general question? Scaling is expensive.
Growing is expensive. Trevor commented that everyone has a nicer bow than me because I'm such a redneck, which makes total sense. Talking about when my wife has a nicer bow than I do.
The balance.
Balance. Hit the balance.
Yeah, the balance there. I'll be honest that there's something that's really been. I just heard myself talking, I think.
You booped. You bing.
Yep. There's something that's been pretty heavy on my mind lately, and I didn't think it was really going to be something that I ever thought about, but I'm really leaning on building to sell in the next several years. I'm just not as motivated for the industry that we're in as I was. I think I even talked about this a little bit on our last podcast, but I will continue to be a business owner of some sort. I'll still grow and most likely stay in the home service industry, but the current industry and the business that I'm in, I'm losing so much momentum for it. And I hate that for me, because it's just like, there's parts of me where I honestly feel like I'm wasting my time trying to do something that I don't even really care about as much anymore. And that part's been really tough for me. And that's making this year of growth also extra hard, is trying to grow through that mentality and grow with that mentality of like, maybe it's time to like look at what does a realistic offer look like here in the next 2 or 3 years. Is it something that I would entertain or not? And I've talked to some people. I've talked to some guys from private equity. I've talked to some guys that have sold, and I asked them, like what are the main things they look for? What does a sellable business look like? And what would we have to do that? And luckily, all the things that we are currently doing to grow is kind of in line with selling as well. So I'm just trying to stay on that trajectory and see what happens the next couple of years.
I think that's the trickiest part about scaling any business, is especially when you're in those purgatories, you're always going to be more likely to lean towards selling it. Like you always are, because it's just not fun. Like no business is fun to run when it's going through a bunch of shit. And so it'll always, relationships are the same way. Relationships aren't always fucking engagements and weddings, right? There's times in your relationship where you're like, fuck, what are we doing here?
Right.
And you really like have to position yourself long-term to be like, what do I really want? And easier with a business because it's yours and you own it. Relationships are a two-way street, but a business you own and you can decide what you want to do with it a little more freely. And I don't know that you ever find it. That's a bad way to say it. It's the curiosity of what's new. And once you've solved a set of problems, you decide if you want to keep working on that set of problems or find a new set of problems, especially when and I've run this course too. I did it with maid service businesses. I did it with window cleaning and pressure washing businesses. This is my second bookkeeping business. It was weird starting another bookkeeping business when I'm like, I already grew $1 million one of these with 300 some clients. Do I feel like doing this again? Do I have the motivation to do it again? And is this like a lifelong journey for me, or is it a part-time thing? What's the real goal?
Yeah.
And I'm always reckoning with that of like, what is the reason why I'm growing the fuck out of this thing? Because we're growing the fuck out of this thing. I don't care about the money. Like, it's just not about that. I don't give a shit if we grow a business to make a bunch of money. I grow a business if it's helping a lot of the right type of people. And so I always have like that lens of, do I care about the people that it's helping, both on the employee side and the customer side? And does that mean something to me? And does that motivate me? And if it does, cool, let's keep doing it. If it doesn't, I could go do anything else tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I think that's always the conundrum of selling, is like, okay, then what? What are you going to go do? You're not going to make enough money.
And
fire. So
I know like I have this like checklist in my mind of like, if I was to ever sell, this would have to be in place, this would have to be in place, and this would have to be in place. Not for the business, but for myself. I would have to know what I would have to be getting some sort of reasonable multiple on EBITDA, and I would have to know what I'm going to do next and have a solid plan for what the next 3 years or so at least look like after selling. There's definitely a checklist of things that would have to be in place, and I'll probably figure some of that out on the way, but a lot of that I'm probably going to figure out when it fucking happens.
Yeah. It is. It's so you can't predict it.
It's fun how so many and like I've noticed, like you've talked about even too, like when you're trying to figure stuff out, like so much of our problems comes down like just asking ourselves questions.
Oh yeah.
Like just asking yourself the hard questions.
Yeah, and I think there's also times when your kids ask you questions and your wife asks you questions, and you're like, didn't think about it that way.
Yeah.
Like I just
Everybody needs a devil's advocate person in their life.
Yeah, I was just doing my thing and
Yeah.
growing stuff, and then you ask a question that makes me have to think about this because I was pretty content with having my head in the sand and just pushing.
Yeah.
It is funny, especially at your age, you're accustomed to solving problems by working harder. And we all like to work hard. Like I say we all as in small business owners that kick ass. That's when I say we all, I'm referring to those people. There's small business owners that suck. There's small business owners that are pieces of shit. There's corporate people that suck. And I'm just strictly referring to small business owners that work their asses off and do a kick-ass job. They don't all scale. Scaling's not for everybody. But I think that is a tricky lens to pick your head up and reassess. And I look at my time at Blue Skies and what we built there, and I'm like, man, that was cool. Great opportunity. But that was really fucking stupid for a long time.
Yeah.
I put my head down for so long, working my ass off for the wrong reasons. I won't say for the wrong people. I think for the wrong reasons with people that I still have a lot of respect for, but not for the right business with those people. Like they were just money driven.
So that kind of goes in line with like something that I've been struggling with a lot lately. And I hate to say that I'm even struggling with it because I don't like that I think about it this way. You could probably weigh in on this, but part of this thought of selling it, a lot of it has come down to, I feel like myself anymore. I feel like I could take what I just figured out and all the stuff I've learned in the last 9 years of, or not 7 years of running this business. You know, it took me 7 years to figure everything out that I have learned right now and approach that $1 million range over the next 12 months. I think I could take everything I learned. I know I could go to a better market, a better average ticket service, a higher average ticket service. And I could do what we're doing now in 2 to 3 years. I'm so confident in that. And part of me is like, I have this mentality that I'm trying to like kind of, I don't know if I'm trying to like get rid of it or like try to embrace it, but it's like, man, it's like, am I wasting my time still trying to push this lower average ticket service? Not the best market, in my opinion, to grow into that multiple $1 million range. Or would it make more sense to like say, hey, this is the growth that this is market cap in this area for this service, and it's time to do something with it and either go look at a new location or get out and go to the next thing that we can do in the next 2 to 3 years and be in the same spot.
I don't think, and this is my opinion, it's not right or wrong, but I don't give a fuck about the market, because if you go to a bigger market, there's more competition and you're just fighting over a bigger pie, but the slices are smaller. And if you're in a smaller market, the game is a little bit different. Your average ticket is a little bit smaller, but so is your payroll because the wages are smaller. If you're in New York, you're paying $40 an hour. It's just different. Yep. The percentages all play out the same. And like, if you're in New York, you got to make $300,000 a year to fucking rent a studio apartment. Right. If you make $300,000 a year, you have a fucking mansion in Canton, Ohio. It's just different. And so it's all percentage based. It's not dollar based. And so it's if you're in a smaller market and maybe there's not enough to go around from a just pure pressure washing perspective, you add other shit. You add window cleaning, you add holiday lights, you add whatever. You get a little bit
landscape lighting.
Yeah, you get a little bit wider, and that's totally cool because you corner the market because everybody knows who you are, because it's so much easier to market in a rural location. Rural locations are way easier than big city locations. Big city locations have a lot going for them, but in Minneapolis, we put billboards everywhere. Our marketing budget at Kahuna Window Cleaning last year, we spent over 20% of our revenue on marketing. spent 300 grand to try to like let people know we fucking exist.
Right.
You don't need to spend 300 grand. You can go put fucking door hangers out, right? You can spend 30 grand and everybody in your whole county knows you exist. We can't do that in Minneapolis. There's fucking 40 other companies in our block that do what we do.
Yeah.
And so it's just different. There's not like another market to go to.
So it's probably just like a case of the grass is greener on the other side because I'm going through a shitty, aggressive, growing.
But yes, but I would say there are service offerings that can be more profitable, but the barriers to entry are higher as a result, which are like HVAC, electrical, plumbing, garage doors. They make more money. You're selling a good with the service, so you charge a margin on that, whether you're installing a new AC, whether you're installing a new garage door, whether you're installing pipes, whether you're installing electrical wire. You charge for the materials that get installed and the labor and everything that goes along with it. Whereas when you and you already know that from doing lights, you live that during lights season.
Yep.
But you don't live it as much during pressure washing and window cleaning and exterior services and cleaning stuff because you don't have the same supply cost that you can pass along. It's not good or bad. It's just a differentiation, but they come with different complexities. The problem, not the problem, the challenge with pressure washing is it's easier for people to get into. And so you do have more competition where it's like if you were in HVAC or garage doors, you just generally have less competition because nobody wants to fuck with that spring on a garage door. You have to know your shit. Nobody's going to go do AC or HVAC stuff because people don't know how to do it. It's complicated. There's a lot of pipes and levers and gases and shit that can blow a house up. And so you actually have to know what you're doing. Pressure washing, you can go oxidize the house and go, oops, that mixture was a little hot. My bad. Let's go. We'll spend a day oxidizing that thing and make it look okay. Goodbye. So it's like it's just different. It's just different. But there's no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just,
I believe it. Yeah.
It's just you got to do what you love to do, and if you get bored doing the thing that you're doing, you don't love scaling it, you find the next thing. I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
Most people don't end on bookkeeping though.
I think I'm going to love it at the end of this year. Honestly, I think I'm going to be very happy that I'm making the decisions I am right now and growing the way that we are. And I think I'm going to love it next year because we'll be set up to, we'll be at that kind of that plateau of the profit side of things next year. I think if I don't decide to fucking do another 30% next year, we'll see.
I was gonna say, but in like the trigger is really the fact that you would know you're getting into it and you get to decide.
Yeah.
And like you and Randy are a team at that point, and like you decide. This is no joke. This morning, Marty and I were sitting down, and yesterday she and I were going over the math of how big does Best Damn Bookkeeping need to get where we can afford to hire Marty.
She makes buy a shack in Alaska. Never mind
that too. Which like we would need to hire Marty to buy that because we have a lot of. I mean, Marty makes a fuckload more money than I do.
Yeah,
she does well, but it's not like in the corporate world isn't safe anymore. It's not secure. It's not guaranteed. It's not the way it used to be. One riff, and it doesn't matter what she makes. It doesn't matter how good she does. They eliminate positions. Like when consultants get brought into a Fortune 500 company and they let people go, they don't let them go based on performance. They can't. Like legally, they can't. They let them go based on job title. It doesn't matter who you are or what you've done. They have to be totally unbiased. So they let people go based on how much money they make and what their job title is. And if you're good at your job and you make a lot of money doing your job, they let you go. They let their higher performers go.
Yeah, entrepreneurship is more secure than any corporate job.
It is like because you get to create it. So Marty and I have had that conversation, but how do you replace hundreds of thousands of dollars of wages? That's like, holy fuck. You don't just replace that. And so we've looked at what our financials need to be to replace what she makes and the benefits and the 401k and everything in our family. And this morning she said, and I was kind of like waffling about it. I was like, well, I know we need to like double from where we are today to really like comfortably not comfortably is not the right word. In like kind replace her. We need to double.
Yeah.
To cover what we'd be giving up if we brought her on. We need to be twice the size, like 2.5 million. And I kind of brought that up to her today, and she's like, I'm coming. Like, it's happening. Because I brought up to her today, like, I feel like you're waffling. Like, I don't know that you really want to, and I don't want to force you to, because you have to love it. You're choosing a world that you have to love.
Yeah.
And it can't be me saying, hey, Marty, I want you to do this. Then I don't want you to do it. Right? Like, I want you to live your dreams in your life, and I want to support you. But if your dreams in your life are you want to be growing the shit out of Best Damn Bookkeeping, then we should do that because we'd be kick ass together. And she's like, no, I'm coming. It's happening. That was the first time in like a year of talking about it that I heard her say that. And I was like, oh,
a little real validation. Yeah.
Oh, like, we're serious now. It's happening. It's happening, Cole.
Hell yeah.
Beers.
I should have grabbed my mug. I don't have my mug.
It's around.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we'll see. No, I'm not holding her to that. That was at like 5:30 a.m. and she just got done lifting out, and I was just getting up and getting the coffee going. So we'll see. But
yeah, I think Randy and I will for sure end up doing something like that too. I mean, we're already doing the photo booth thing, and there's been other talks of doing stuff in the future here too. But I can't allocate too much time into other stuff until, we get this where we need it to go, the power washing thing.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, man.
That's right.
We
were talking, I don't know why I just thought about it, but I don't know what the heck made me just think about it. But I was talking about like losing money in the business and stuff, like growing it.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is SpaceX just went public on Monday.
No.
You didn't see that?
I don't pay attention to what other businesses are doing. I got my own business. I don't watch other people.
You pay attention to what hundreds of other businesses are doing on a monthly basis.
Only like yours and other clients I give a shit about, not people I don't give a shit about.
That's the answer I was looking for.
Yeah.
No,
how many 25-inch plus walleyes has Elon caught this month? None.
Zero.
Fucking none.
Zero.
Fuck him. He's out.
And that's why I didn't buy his stock when he went public, because that was the first question I asked.
Who gives a shit? He's doing nothing important. Get him out of here.
Well,
I bet he has no 150-inch plus bucks, no velvet bucks, no walleyes. I bet he hasn't caught a damn walleye. He's out.
He definitely has no stories worth telling.
He's irrelevant to me. I don't give a fuck about that guy. He's a loser.
Well, that's the point of what I was going to say was I'm over here complaining about being in the negative this year so far and growing and like we're not profiting yet. Hopefully we will by the end of the year. I think we will. But he went public at a $1.7 trillion valuation. Unbelievable. He became an
instant walleyes. Zero. $1.7 trillion. Zero walleyes included in that valuation.
Well, it was interesting when his earning reports came out. I was looking at he consistently lost billions of dollars over the entire life of the company. Last year, they reported a $4.9 billion loss. I think it was like 4 point something. I think
Isn't
it was $4.9 billion loss, and he still went public at a $1.7 trillion valuation. I'm over here complaining about my little sub $1 million current power wash company not doing, possibly not profiting this year.
Yeah.
And this guy's
are losing money for 10 years in a row.
$1 billion. Yeah. The life of his business has lost money and he went public.
Amazon did that for years, man. Right? Like Amazon lost money for years and years and years and years and kept saying, no, we believe in why we're losing money. We're investing like crazy. We're going to launch this. We're going to launch that. We need more money. We need more stockholders. We're going to raise more money. because the growth trajectory is crazy. And when we do get there, we're going to make so much money. And they were right. But that's a risky investment of, hey, we believe in spending all this investment so much that we're willing to lose money hand over fist for an extended period of time, for an unknown period of time, to make it all back.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. It's wild.
What's crazy is it's normal. That's crazy normal.
In that market, it is, right? In the corporate investment market, it is, because you spread your risk out.
Yeah.
Right. When you're an entrepreneur and it's 100% yours, and you're the operator and you're the investor and you have all the risk, it's hard to be that risky, because if it doesn't work, you're fucked. But when you have millions and billions of dollars and you can spread it out across multiple investments like SpaceX and Amazon and whatever else you get into, you can put trillions of dollars into a thing. And if it goes belly up, everybody's like, oh, that sucks. What's the next hot ticket?
Yeah.
Right. What's the next super risky play that could turn $1 billion into $10 billion? Let's go try that one. We got 10 billion. Let's go put $1 billion in 10 different investments and see if one hits. Just different. It's a different game.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But it's no fun. That's no fun.
No.
Like, why would you want to go make money off of what somebody else does? Why wouldn't you want to make money off of shit you do? That's more fun.
You mean like me investing in him?
I don't. So like, I think you know this about me. After college, I went into investing like that. Like, I got my CFA to go do hedge fund investing and do that sort of thing. And the more I learned about it, the more I was like, what joy. And I'm like, you know me well enough. I'm just about having fun, working hard, drinking beers, making memories. And I will always be about that. And you can't change me. Fucking try to change me. And there's no world for that in Wall Street. Nobody gives a hell about fun. Nobody gives a shit about Cole. Nobody gives a shit about Dan. Nobody gives a shit about taking care of people. It's just, how do I make money off of other people's failures? And then when I looked at the market and realized that's what investing in the stock market is, and investing in Bitcoin is, and investing in foreign stocks is, and anything like that, the only way to win is for other people to lose. There's no culture. There's no core values. There's no water level to raise. There's no business to grow. The only way you win is if somebody else loses. And I avoid paying hourly pay for that reason. I don't want to pay people hourly. Then for them to win, I need to lose, or for me to win, they need to lose. That's a shitty ass game. Why would I want people to lose for me to win? I'm not that way. I want everybody to win. Let's win together. Performance-based pay, always.
That's right.
Fuck Wall Street. I will do mutual funds and stuff like that, but I'm not going to sit and pick stocks. I don't want to bet on people to lose. That's shitty.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't know enough about that at all to mess with that. I've got my ETFs that I get money in that goes into. It's like my little, like, somewhat half-ass retirement account, but I would pull everything I have in that out tomorrow if I had to, and not think twice about it if I needed to put it towards a different investment.
They're putting weights in them fish.
That's right.
Putting weights.
That does pay out pretty good if you don't get caught.
That does, yeah.
That pays out real good. It should be well worth doing.
Yeah, just gotta be slick. We gotta put the small weights in there.
Yeah.
Tungsten. You need tungsten. You need some tungsten weights. It's getting expensive these days. Can't even buy a turkey shell anymore. Can't buy a tungsten turkey shell anymore.
That whole fad of buying these crazy expensive shells for shooting turkey, that's bullshit.
What's hilarious to me is I never even knew it existed until they started talking about it on Meat Eater. I always buy the cheapest. I buy $12 for a box of 10. Remington.
Same.
I don't know.
I go to a garage sale and try to find the box of Longbeard XRs with 3 left in it, and give them $2, for the box with 3 left in it. And
that's a total Cole move right there. I believe that.
You just make sure you hit luckily my last, 5 or 6 turkeys I've shot, it's one shot, so.
Yeah, you just got to give them at 20 yards. Call them in. Bring them in.
Yeah. These guys spending $20 on a single shot for a tungsten shot of turkey. That's unfucking believable.
It is crazy. Like, I did have a few instances where I had turkeys at 30 to 60 yards that I could have taken cracks at, and I didn't. But man, that's part of the fun of turkey hunting.
They just get closer.
Yeah, I didn't get them. It's fine. It was part of the fun.
I shot my bird this year. I shot him. I mean, I ain't kidding you. I could have grabbed his feet.
I would have liked to see that. I saw your uncle grab one.
Yeah.
I would expect no less from you.
I could have. That bird was 5 feet in front. It was actually too close that I probably damn near missed because my pattern was probably, this.
It's the size of your fist. You should have bapped him. You should have been just bapped him in the head.
If I, you know what? Next year I might put a bayonet on, and just.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
That'd be a first. I don't know what the rules are on.
That's just something we just don't talk about again. But I'll come with you.
Well, I'll figure it out afterwards because I can fight that in court, right? I got a legit reason. Like, hey, there's nothing in the laws that say anything about
that I know of. Yeah. I shot it with a shotgun. I ran up on it, and I wanted to put it out of its misery. Got it with the bayonet.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
World War I style.
You got to do what you got to do. It's war against turkeys.
It's trench warfare with turkeys, basically.
It's trench warfare. It's self-defense. They come at you, man. Turkey's coming at you. The turkey will be coming at you.
They do. This bird this year, he ran at me. I held the fan up. I popped around this little wood pile, and that bird was out there with a hen like maybe 50, 60 yards. And as soon as that thing saw the fan, man, he like half-ass puffed up and started running like when they wobble and run, dude. And that thing was running at me, and I kind of got scared for a minute. And I questioned whether I was going to turn around and run or shoot. And I chose to shoot. Luckily, it worked out. But
good choice. I haven't tried that. I had so many failed attempts this spring. Like, I shot a Jake my first opening weekend in Minnesota just to get one, so I had time to hunt with my kids and my wife and whatever. And they had plenty of opportunities. Marty hit one with the crossbow. I don't know how she didn't kill it, but it disappeared. I sent you that video.
Yep.
20 minutes later, Danny just didn't shoot, but had a good shot at one. And then my buddy Bryce shot a turkey a weekend or two after that I called in for him. And then we had a few late season encounters where I just couldn't get them. I couldn't get them inside of 50 yards. I got one to 30, but I had the crossbow and I was about to shoot it, and then it went the other way. But damn, it just reminded me how tricky it is late season sometimes. They just get spooky I don't think these turkeys have been hunted. They just don't care as much about.
Yeah, that's what I would say. They don't care, because that's what I've noticed is not so much that they're spooked. They just don't care.
They don't give a shit.
They're just
early in the season, they care. They're like, yeah, here we go. We're doing it. And later in the season, they're like, fuck you, lady.
It's like me. It's like somebody trying to get us to power wash a house in October.
Oh, yeah.
Over it, dude.
No.
We're doing lights now. We're doing a new thing. We got this new thing going on. We just don't fucking care about house washing.
Yeah, I'm still going to answer the phone. I'm still going to gobble. Answer the phone.
Yep.
But you better be real hot.
Just out of reach of being able to do it.
Yeah.
We're doing the lights next door with the power wash truck. I'm not washing your house.
But I am washing your house. Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is. Those damn turkeys. All right. So you're out September. I don't know. I haven't RSVP'd to your wedding because I got first week of September in Nebraska.
You also haven't sent them yet. So.
Well, I have a save the date thing on my
fridge. Got that. We're actually mailing RSVPs. I believe, if not tomorrow, Friday or Saturday.
Well, I don't know if I will RSVP, yes, because I got first week of September. I'm supposed to be Nebraska chasing bucks. Then Ryan Lee wants me to go out to Utah because he's got a landscape lighting secrets thing going on, and I kind of coach in that group, and I feel guilty that I told him I wasn't going to go because I don't like to do back-to-back trips.
Right.
But Marty was like, hey, man, if you got to go, you got to go. Just as long as you let me know in advance. And Marty's the shit. She lets me do my thing, but I try not to abuse it. And then right after that, I'd have to head out to Ohio. So I'm trying to figure that shit out. I'm supposed to be going to Devil's Lake late September, early October, but then I booked a maid service conference over that time. So I think I'm bailing on that fishing trip which Ben sold his boat anyway, and he and I were trying to figure out how the hell we would do that without his boat. So I don't know if I'm coming, but if I come, we're going fishing. FYI.
Yeah, if you can come, we'd love to have you. I'd love to have you guys here. If not,
I'd love to be there. It's like I have told Marty in the past, and this is it's not the only fight, but it's the one I've dug my heels in on the most, is I don't go to weddings. I just don't.
I think we've talked about this. Yeah.
I ain't going. If one of us is standing up and do it, like if Cole said, "Hey, I want you to be my best man, Dan," I'd be like, "Well, I clearly need to go do that." I'm not saying you should do that. If I'm standing up in it, I'm like, yeah, that's hard to like avoid that invite and the obligation that comes with it. But if I'm just a guest, I feel no obligation to go unless it coincides with the hunting and fishing opportunity. And like if Marty's standing up, cool. But otherwise, I'm not going. Because it's way easier to, and this is just marital advice, it's way easier to opt in later than it is to retract later and be like, hey, I know I go to those weddings. I'm actually going to go hunting with Dan.
Yeah.
Randy's not going to approve that later. It's way easier to set the boundaries right from the get-go. Like, I ain't going to weddings. They're off the radar. You can go. You love to dance. You want to go see your friends. Go dance at a wedding. I'm going to be out hunting or fishing or doing Cole shit. It's a good boundary. Real good boundary. Pro move.
I support it. I think we'll see how it goes. That's what I think.
Yeah.
For me, all right. We will definitely figure it the fuck out. I promise you that.
Yeah, I got to figure that out. So I don't know if I'll be there, but send your RSVP. I got to figure that shit out. I got to figure out my September game plan. I got work to do.
Yeah, I know it's not like the best wedding month, I guess, for outdoorsmen, but it could be a lot fucking worse. We have her cousin's wedding is
November. It ain't November.
October. No, it's literally it's October 26th, I think. So I'm gonna be going to the wedding and then leaving the next weekend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if it was early to mid-October, I'd be like, okay, it's kind of that lull. I can take a few days off. September can be tricky because early September is good. If you can get out in early September when they're still kind of on the summer pattern, I like some early September. I like the Kentucky. I like the Velvet Bucks. Mid-September, okay, like Minnesota and Wisconsin both open mid-September, and I like that first week because they don't know you're hunting them yet. After that, I'd take a few weeks. We got time in there. But we'll see. Send me the invite. I'll send you back a response. But if I'm coming, we're going fishing. If I'm coming.
Deal.
I'll drag the boat over. We'll go out in 5-footers and a 16-footer. 16-footer.
I have a boat. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's not. I won't drag my boat over. Yeah, we don't need to do that anymore. Okay. Yeah. That sounds like a double win. We'll be fine. Both win.
Hell yeah.
Cole, what did we miss? I got to pee. It's time to go to bed. What did we miss, man? I feel like we covered a lot of ground.
Not much, honestly. I think it was a great podcast. I enjoyed it.
That's what matters.
Yeah. Clip it.
Jai. He's on it. All right, man. Well, good catching up with you. Congrats on an impending marriage. Keep me posted on what you got going on.
Yeah,
I'll get an invite. I'm gonna get an invite. If I don't get an invite, the link, we're not friends anymore.
To send a gift and all that,
Okay.
So
yeah, even if I'm not coming, I'll send you some shit you can bring back to the Boundary Waters. I'll get you like a big solar panel thing that you can bring to the Boundary Waters. I'll make sure that it I'm like Homer Simpson when he gets Marge a bowling ball with Homer inscribed on it. I'll make sure I get you a gift that serves me. So when we go hunting and fishing together, I get to use it too.
I did put on the registry a canvas print of me and my 3 best friends holding some big bucks in Illinois. It doesn't look like anybody's bought it yet. So it's
interesting.
On there. If you did want to, yeah. I
could send one of those. Find one of those. I got some shit for that.
I don't think anybody else has access to one but you.
I might be the only one. I got one. Yeah. I got a good one. It's actually sitting right over there on the bed where I threw it. Frisbeed it.
Hell yeah.
All right, man. Well, good catching up with you as always. keep kicking ass, man. It's good to hear your journey, and that it sucks for you too, just like everybody else.
Yep.
You ain't special, Cole. You gotta live it, grind it,
embrace the thick of it.
Yeah, that's what you get for not coming to the Boundary Waters the last 2 years. Is it just makes it worse. Everybody knows that. That's what happens. You will be happy to know the glue we put on the couch back in Gaskin or wherever we were when we first built the couch. Yeah, the glue and the duct tape still holding up 2 years later. That couch is floating around out in the pool, and I filmed it, but it didn't come through perfect. That couch, like I set it off to the side, but then the wind blows it because it's just a big wind sail. The wind always blows it back out into the pool, and then ends up zipping around out there. And 2 mallards, a drake and a hen, flew into the pool, and we're like hanging out in there. And then, but the couch is just like a zombie. It's got a mind of its own in the wind. It's just a huge sail. And the pool ain't that big. Like the couch takes up most of the pool. So the ducks would be at one end, and all of a sudden a gust of wind would come, and the couch would just be like, and just go zipping at those ducks. And they would be paddling like crazy trying to go around it. And like, who knows what they thought? They thought this couch was attacking them. I mean, it happened like 5 times in a day, and I haven't seen those ducks since. They're afraid of the couch. They're afraid of the couch monster. Keeps some of the algae out of the pool. It's kind of nice.
I don't know how that works.
Dual purpose couch, but it's still working. Still a Boundary Waters, like solid instrument has to come. It's a must-have now.
Yeah,
it's a must-have.
It probably still has. It probably still has air in it from the Boundary Waters. So, like you transported air from the Boundary Waters to your house, put more air in. So you got Boundary Water air.
Fresh.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It's fresh air. Yeah. Fresh. All right, man. Thanks for hanging out. Always a pleasure. Tell Randy we say hi. And send me a wedding invite so I can tell you I can't come. That way I feel like I did my duty. But if I can come, I'm coming. This is like the one wedding where I'll make the exception. Mostly because we'll get out fishing if I come. But we'll see.
If you can't, I'll just have to tap into my Plan C list. I think Trevor and maybe Zig is on there.
Yeah. That makes sense. That checks out. All right, bud. Well, thanks for hanging out. Super good to catch up, and be good, but not too good. Just make some money. Business nerds, you guys know what to do. Work smarter and harder. Go earn some pride. Good night, y'all. Peace out.